Is my wife over at your wife's? What?
Welcome to one of the greatest opens of STSPN history.
That
Scott
was a
Ohsman.
good open.
That was a good open, Tim. Do you want to take it from here?
No, now I'm all discombobulated. I don't know. My wife's at your wife's place. We don't know what's going on.
Well, I know I'm here. I'm at Snohomish Veterans Memorial Stadium, STSPN, Friday Night Lights, Glacier Peak, and the Kamiak Knights, a 4A showdown, and it is meaningful. And I will greet you as I usually do. How are you, Tim?
Well, I'm doing great because I'm up in the booth. It's
Yeah.
not raining up here. Homecoming night for GP. At least they're having a homecoming. A lot of homecomings were canceled because of the storm that didn't happen.
And and other reasons.
Yeah.
Archbishop reasons.
Yeah,
anyway,
well, they're actually playing tomorrow.
They
by the way.
are.
Yes.
And
that's big news.
We'll talk about that.
Yep.
It's on our list.
Well, that's on our list that we won't get to.
Tonight we've been off a couple weeks. Can you tell?
A little rusty.
Rusty.
We'll get the kinks out here quickly.
Scott Ohsman, Tim Boyle, and the 5-tool player. Boy, it's a skeleton crew tonight here live on the campus of Snohomish High School. And I tell you, it's getting interesting. Our first year as far as GP in the 4A, Tim Boyle. And, you know, if you look back at the history of the 8 years, they've done very well against 4A schools. This year's just been one of those years.
Yeah, but in fairness to Glacier Peak, the 4A league this year is much better than it has been historically. You know, last year it was good, but historically the 4A, you know, they've come up against the Lake Stevens and the Jacksons, and they've won every time against Jackson. They'd really beaten Lake Stevens the last couple times, and but this year different story.
Look, it's replay Rob.
Whoa.
Now Statman Rob.
Holy just when we were saying it was a skeleton crew.
It was, and Rob has got the whole, as we say, one of my favorite Yiddish words, mashpucha. He's got the whole mashpucha in town.
Well, I guess it doesn't.
He has Jack in town, I heard today. Aaron, his children are coming in town today and Kelly was in the court, the homecoming court. Big things are going on at the Wygants.
Do you really have an excuse for being this late, Rob? I mean, come on. Jeez.
And the Cubs.
Oh, the Cubs.
Boy, the Cubbies tomorrow.
That's huge.
As they say in the East, it's huge.
It's unreal. But they got to go against Clayton
Kershaw.
Kershaw, yeah. Best
Yeah,
pitcher in the business.
He is. But he's on the road. They go back to Wrigley. It's just working out if you're a Cub fan how it was written.
They don't need one of those incidents where the guy reaches out in the stands. What was his name?
Bartman.
He got a bad rap because there was 5 other people reaching for that ball.
He's
by the way,
still in protective custody.
Oh, he
like
is.
The guy's 50 years old and no one knows where he lives. He's in.
The guy's the Richard Jewell of Chicago. Remember him?
I wish you guys had a camera right here because I'm just staring at Tim like, who is that?
Richard Jewell's the guy from the Atlanta bombing where he got just tarred and feathered because he found the bomb, and they basically just shut his life down. Come on, Scott.
I wanted to be with you.
It's the Olympics. You should have known that.
That's my bad. That's my bad, man.
He died. Everybody thinking he was guilty.
Oh, that's terrible. Let's bring it back.
Yeah.
Bring it back here because this is a critical game.
Well,
because for Glacier Peak, this is an absolute must-win. No doubt about it.
No question. And even if they win, they're still going to have to they still may not get in. But however, if they win, there could be a 3-way tie for that 3rd and 4th spot, and you don't want the 4th spot.
Why not?
Well, because then you get the number 1 team out of the SPSL, and that's going to be Sumner, who's probably one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the state of Washington. So you really don't want that. You don't want that draw. That's like getting Bellevue in the first round or something.
Well, we're used to that, though.
We are.
Glacier Peak has had a history.
It'll fit right into their program.
So Wesco 4A, Monroe, Lake Stevens on top. Both 5-0. Then you get Jackson at 3-2, Mariner at 3-2. That was the win last week over Glacier Peak, 27-20.
But now they have a tiebreaker on us.
Correct. And then you have Kamiak at 1-4. And that's where it gets interesting. Cascade rounding out 1-4, Mount Vernon 0-5. So Mariner tonight plays Mount Vernon.
Next week, well, they're going to beat Mount Vernon.
Yes.
Yeah, we can probably assume that.
Okay.
I think that's a safe assumption.
Next week they play Jackson, which you, of course, the great prognosticator, but also confirmed by head coach Nick Bender, toss-up.
Yeah.
Jackson Mariner toss-up.
It is a toss-up.
And tell the fine folks the scenario, what happens for Glacier Peak fans out there.
Well, I think we want that's a tough one. It's a toss-up either way because we don't want the number 4 spot, but we don't want to get left out either. So I think you want probably Jackson to win that game.
Well, if you're Glacier Peak, you want Jackson.
But that could be problematic too because it could force a big tie, and that could force you into the number 4 spot. Then you go play Sumner, and that's going to be brutal. It's not like Glacier Peak's going to forfeit or anything. They're going to go play him, but it's going to be tough.
I think you got to throw this. You got to get an algorithm. I mean, the abacus. You got to throw everything you can because the 3-way tie, that's not going to be.
There's going to be all kinds of algorithms, and then it's going to come to the coin flip.
That's probably
It's just going to go straight to the coin flip.
But the defensive coordinator, Steve Hannon, because of the homecoming festivities tonight, and congratulations to all those seniors. Also, Todd Elvig will talk about the Elvig family. This is actually quite an end of an era there for the Elvigs.
It is.
But he was saying he wants to play for third. He wants his chances on that 3-way tie. He does not want fourth.
I agree. Either way, I think you want to play for third. First and second are out of the picture right now. So that's Monroe. That's going to be Monroe and Lake Stevens. We're not sure who's 1 or 2. Speaking of that, that's a good segue. We're going to be doing that game, we think. It's a good chance we're doing that game next week. That's up in Lake Stevens. And that is going to be an absolute barn burner. That's going to be, the number 7 or 8 teams in the state playing each other. And I think both of those teams might be underrated too.
Game of the week.
Oh, definitely the game of the week in the state of Washington.
Game of the year.
And that's going to come down to who wins the Wesco 4A for sure.
Absolutely.
And I'm not even sure how to handicap that game right now.
Yeah, that's a good
really
question.
Don't.
How would you?
I mean, both teams are really, really good. And
if Vegas had to do it, what would they do?
Well,
Rob,
Vegas,
you want to chime in here?
Vegas would probably give Lake Stevens a slight edge because they're the home team. But if they were playing at Monroe, they'd probably give Monroe the edge.
What a quarterback matchup. That's
Connor Bardou against Zimmerman.
Yep.
And then they got J.J. Jerome. I mean, he's just blowing it out of the water. Both
Blake
teams
May.
undefeated. I mean, it's just – and what a year for Lake Stevens loses Jacob Eason. And, man, they just picked up right where they left off.
You're seeing right now Kamiak in the white. Here comes – it's homecoming night for Glacier Peak. Here you see the kids coming out, all the festivities today. We have a king and queen. Tell you more about that maybe later. Kamiak, Coach Mack, boy, he's been doing it a long, long time. Dan Mack, been over there, the Kamiak Knights, as they come in. They've lost some tough games this year. They've played hard and been competitive in quite a few games.
They're struggling a little bit. They had, but yeah, you're right. They have played some good games.
I mean, 34-33 loss to Jackson. That's that second tier we talked about. Jackson, Mariner.
Yeah,
GP
yeah,
really.
Obviously, the first two, Monroe and Lake Stevens, are kind of a cut above everybody else, and everybody else is kind of fighting for that. That 3-4 spot.
And they came in after last week losing to Lake Stevens, the Vikings you were just talking about, 47-14. At least they put 14 up.
Yeah, that's actually played them pretty well.
But now let's talk about Glacier Peak Grizzly football. We've been 2 weeks away. There's been tremendous injuries. We talked to head coach Nick Bender before the game. He just said, 9 years, the probabilities. We have been hit by the injury bug worse than ever before.
They have. Now, yeah, but you can't really excuse the 64-3 or whatever, 64-6. There's been a couple really lopsided losses. We'll pause for just a minute for national anthem. Back on.
What? Oh, hi.
Oh, hello.
I tell you, this
We had a hot mic moment there.
This didn't even start on the rails, this broadcast. It's been off since we got on the air. Just a few minutes away from kickoff. Glacier Peak Kamiak Knights here on STSPN. Another game we're watching if the old league we used to cover, the old 3A, again, very important still in Snohomish, and they're right in the thick of things. The Panthers here coming down the stretch.
They're kind of in the same boat with the number 2 in that second tier playoff. But, Edmonds, Woodway, and Meadowdale going head-to-head. That's going to be for the league title in 3A South.
We'll get you a score here in just a minute.
I think Meadowdale was up 24-14 last we checked.
They're at commercial right now as we look over, but we'll
That's on our sister station.
Sound Live Sports Network, SLSN. Keith Neely, Steve Willits over there doing both the games.
Is Willits doing it tonight?
He's not doing this game. So 24-14, just the start, it looks like, of the fourth quarter over there at Edmonds District Stadium. And then Steve Willits has the game tonight. I believe it's Linwood. Is it Linwood Everett? Maybe not. I got to look. Anyway, that's going on. So it's coming down to the end of the season, everybody. And then last week, in the bigger state picture on the 3A level, Eastside Catholic goes down.
How about that? Well, look who they lost to. Another Catholic school. They lose to O'Day. Now, that's always been a really good matchup. O'Day's always tough.
But you figured Eastside Catholic, I mean, they've just run the table.
They have run the table. You know, Bellevue gave them that game last year in the state championship where Bellevue was crushing
killing them.
And just fell apart, and Eastside Catholic hung in there. But, but O'Day was, in fairness to Eastside Catholic, O'Day was ranked number 2 or 3 when they did it.
So things getting exciting here the last couple games. Then we have crossover games. Then we'll get the playoff seedings. But here tonight, first it's Glacier Peak welcoming in the Kamiak Knights. Senior night, all the seniors out there. And there's some big ones, none other than 59, Big Jake Elvig, the big fella here tonight, along with Malachi Fafita, who sat out last week with an injury. He is playing tonight, we're told. And they also get Colton Bunt back, the senior.
Well, and that is huge. I mean, Colton Bunt, he's like your key player that's, making all the plays offensively and defensively. You lose a guy like that, and coupled with Malachi, and it's going to be very difficult to win. Here we go.
Getting ready for kickoff. The Knights are going to kick off to Glacier Peak. And we're ready for Friday Night Lights. Glad you're with us. Scott Ohsman, Tim Boyle, Rob Wygant, and the 5-tool player executive producer Todd Elvig. Justin down on camera. And now we're going to count it down, I believe, with the 15 seconds.
He hasn't kicked too many out of the end zone this year, so probably going to see some runbacks tonight.
Austin Mokmar, the 6-foot senior there to kick off, and we'll see who's
we got
receiving.
In the backfield?
And that's Kadama and
is that
Pettis, I want to say. Or is it Connor Strope? We'll have to see. Hiding the number on us. Now they're ready to go. Nice night. It did rain earlier, but it looks like it's held off for the moment here in Snohomish.
I think it's dry at the moment. All right, the clock's down to 0.
Now we can go. We've been ready to go. The officials looking at each other. We'll tell you what to look for on offense for the Knights when they come up. Binda and Merck, kind of the key players. Number 5, number 6, their quarterback doing all kinds of damage.
Oh, the clock just went belly up.
Scoreboard.
Whoa.
Did they pay the bill? Somebody need to call.
You know what it is? It's the storm from last week.
It is. Stormageddon?
Yes. Oh, we're back.
Well, you know why that didn't hit, don't you?
Because they said it would?
No, because Rob Wygant at the last minute went out and got a generator, spent an undisclosed amount of money.
Thank you, Rob. That was actually a good move on your part.
Yeah, and the minute they did, the thing took a left turn and went north.
Yeah. That's like when I got air conditioning one year and it would never hit 70 degrees. True story.
Off. Take it back. And that's Ethan Smith. I couldn't see the 2-0. That's the guy
Ethan
we've
Smith.
been talking about who's
We've been missing
hurt.
him all year.
He played last week.
So I think he's going to be the starting safety tonight along with Colton Bunt is what Steve Hannon told us. Sean Bach's going to start at one cornerback, and I think Schaub the other, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right, Big Nate Schaub. So Aiden Ziomis, the sophomore, boy, he came in last year throwing over 1,500 yards. Not too shabby this year, but he has struggled the last few weeks. Along with the entire offense, they got Anchor Graves back on the line. That's huge. He fakes the hand. Let's go over. Just tries to get Bunt off the fingertips.
And it just was a little hot. It was smoking in there pretty good, but I'll tell you what, he catches that, he was gone. I mean, there was nobody in the secondary on that. They're going to have to look at that.
Got to imagine they're a little rusty, a little off game time. A lot of excitement here. 2nd and 10, now the ball on their own 26-yard line. Glacier Peak in the home Blues. Ziomis fakes it to Kamahara, gets it back over to Bunt. Well played there, though, by the Knights. Ooh. And Bunt is greeted the first catch of the night, and he'll have a loss.
I think he lost like 2 or 3 on that.
And nice job there by Armad, Anthony Armad leading the gang. Also Raul Zarat there for the Knights, brings them up at 3rd down and 13 yards to go. And this was, Coach Bender talked about the Mariner game. They were inside the 20, what did he say, 2 or 3 times?
3 times, I think.
Couldn't get it done.
Walked away with nothing.
Trips on the left. Ziomis back to pass. Has time over the middle.
And he got absolutely leveled. I'm surprised they're not throwing a flag on that because he was defenseless as can be, and he just got dehumanized on that play.
And that's the senior Alex Garrett, Megan the trainer out right away. The ball way high.
He just laid the receiver out on that one. And I got to tell you, Glacier Peak cannot afford any more of these. He might just have the wind knocked out of him.
Let's hope that is the case. Logan Weaver is probably going to play the rest of the season, perhaps.
He wants to come back next week. He said he's going to have to fight his parents on that one.
Well, and it's his 4th or something concussion. At some point, you just got to call it.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's not worth later on.
He's got to call it and just run track.
That's actually probably true. He is a great lacrosse player as well, and he talks about lax. Alex Garrett gets up off the ground, looking over at Elvig to see if we want to take a commercial or not. He's looking at me like, this is how the whole night's gone for me. I look at Boyle, I staring at me, and Alex Garrett's running off, and let's hope he just got the wind knocked off.
It looked like that might be the case. I am real surprised there wasn't a flag thrown on that because he was completely defenseless when he just got absolutely leveled.
4th and 13, though, the opening drive not going as planned for Glacier Peak. The Grizzlies have to punt from their own 23, and there's the punter, Kevin Ramsey, out to do that. Also the
4th
kicking.
and 13. We saw Glacier Peak's going in the wrong direction again. Hopefully they're going to have some better drives.
And Binda back to receive here.
Oh,
It's
short,
a high,
short punt.
kick. Binda's not going to get a shot at it as they wave it off. And great field position for the Knights to start it off here on Glacier Peak homecoming night.
So not much going right for GP so far.
But the defense, a 20 yards net punt, says replay Rob, but the defense has had injuries we talked about. Now they got Malachi Fafita, Fifi Fofum Fafita back up front. Agong, Jacob Elvig. But Painter, their linebacker, has played very well, the senior. He's out with a knee injury.
Yeah, they've been devastated. And Glacier Peak's shown some real flashes of brilliance on the defensive line earlier in the year, so hopefully they can capture that back with some healthy players.
1st and 10 for the Knights on the Glacier Peak 46-yard line. This time, the running quarterback, number 6.
So looking at their stats, you're going to see a lot of number 5 and a lot of number 6. They kind of take up the lion's share of their stats when we're looking at it. There's not a lot of players have anything real gaudy to look at.
No gain on the
Oh,
well,
no,
there's a gain. I'm looking at the board.
7.
Shame on me. 2nd and 3rd, and that's Merck. So Merck is their leading rusher, as you said, 343 yards coming into tonight.
He's got a lot of the lion's share of their touchdowns, too.
He does. A good 2nd and 3 now for Merck. Now there's motion. Merck fakes it to Binda, now takes it himself. He just tucks it up, and he's hit by Burns.
And he's leveled. He just ran right into him. So he's going to lose a couple on that play, I think.
And Devin Kamahara out there on defense, Tim Boyle.
We haven't
seen
that. Yeah, we haven't seen that too much this year.
See, that's just a senior night type of thing, or?
Oh, the quarterback's. Oh, he's just getting the play.
So Merck through the air, they have kind of an even, as you said, rushing touchdowns, and also they've thrown for 7 touchdowns this year. Merck 136 for 868 yards. He had 7 interceptions, and the asterisk there is 4 last week against Lake Stevens.
Yeah, which
so,
we talked about that earlier. You almost can't count that.
Yeah, 3rd and 5. Find it in motion. Merck now back to pass for the first time over the middle. It's caught. First down by the Knights.
Number 25.
Yeah, that's Zarate. Raul with the reception.
Is his first name Moz?
No, it's Raul. He the 2nd leading receiver. 13-yard completion, and the Kamiak Knights look good here early on. 9-11 here in the first quarter. Glad you're with us. Scott Ohsman, Tim Boyle, Rob Wygant. GP 3 and out in the first series. And here's Merck, the quarterback. This time he's going to get to Binda. First time, and he's brought down.
Nothing doing there. Good push. And it looks like Elvik might have been on the play there.
And also Evan Manis, the sophomore, 14.
They got Evan Manis on the defensive line?
He was in on the tackle as well. I'll have to look over.
He's going to be my sleeper pick next year. I've already picked him.
You did. Earlier before, we were talking to receivers coach John Bonner. You picked it. So 2nd and 10, 8:26 left to go in the first on the GP 29. And now looks like Knights are going to take a timeout. Coach Mack wants to talk about it. 2nd and 10. Still early here. Looks like there's confusion on the Knight side. We'll take a timeout. You're watching STSPN.
VideoFide creates the ultimate outdoor protection system on batteries. The OMV is a totally wireless detector camera that can be installed anywhere without wires or power cables. When the motion sensor detects an intruder, the OMV sends video alerts of what caused the alarm to a central station for immediate review and dispatch. VideoFi delivers faster police response and protects remote assets by helping law enforcement catch the bad guy.
Second and 10 from the Glacier Peak 29. The Kamiak Knights with the ball. Big game here. Glacier Peak, it's a must-win if they want to stay in the playoff hunt. Binda in motion, fakes the handoff, now rolling. Looking, goes deep downfield. Intercepted!
Oh. And he just took it away. And that is, we're trying to get the 20.
Is that Ethan Smith?
I think it is.
Yep.
Yep, Ethan Smith, welcome back.
Making up for lost
Boy,
time.
we've been missing him this year. And he kind of took just strong arm that thing.
It was a jump ball. He went up and just grabbed it. And the coaches are happy that Ethan Smith is back. He missed, I think last week, the whole season. I think last week was his first time out there.
Good break for GP, although they're down at the 2-yard line.
Now the offense, who's been sputtering it, they are pinned back. 1st and 10, stay on the 2.
There we go.
There you go.
Uh-oh.
Bunt.
See you later.
Bye-bye, bunt.
Oh, my.
Does he feel good?
And no one's coming close to him.
He looks behind him. A 98-yard touchdown.
Well, that's a stat buster there. And, Scott, that's the play they did on the first play, and they were just a little bit off his fingertips. And like I said, if he caught that, he was going to be gone, and they run it right again. So great play call there.
Colton, bye-bye bunt, his last home game as a senior.
And that's got to be a school record. I don't remember seeing a 98-yard touchdown before. That is just a stat buster there.
Rips a 98-yarder on for the extra point is kicker Kev. Christie for the hold. It's up, and it is good. And what a turn of events in a very short period of time. Kamiak looking good, had good field position. They throw the INT. Ethan Smith.
Ethan Smith should get half credit for that touchdown right there.
Turned it over on him, and 7 came with it on a 98-yard.
I'll tell you what, it was actually fun to watch. Once he caught that ball, he gets in the open field, and you can just tell nobody's catching him.
It's like
you're going to have somebody really fast in your secondary to catch him.
It's like a Maserati in a Ford Escape or something. I don't know. It's like it's unbelievable to watch him just take off.
It is. He just has a second, third, fourth gear to him.
Cheerleaders tonight happy that it's not raining out, and they've got a nice student section here below us, Tim. Good night for homecoming.
Absolutely. Definitely a nice little – the student section is just jam-packed tonight.
7:50 left still in the first quarter, and that could be the spark that Glacier Peak needs offensively to get things going here as the remainder of the season. And we were talking at the break about the scenarios again. We should probably update that. Must win tonight. They're playing either third and 4A for a 3-way tie possibly, or fourth, as the kickoff here is taken around the 5. And good solid hit there at the 22-yard line. That once again is Raul Zarate with the return.
Normally this is where you see D. Schneider Weaver, but out with the concussion. And you're going to get a concussion. You play on special teams all year long, and the odds of getting a concussion are high.
Update on that Meadowdale Edmonds Woodway game, still 24-14. The Mavericks on top in the fourth quarter on that one. Right here, 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Merck, the quarterback. High snap, turns and hands it to Binda. Binda gets through the initial line, but nice job by holding his jersey only for 2 or 3.
Was it his arm or his jersey? Because it looked like he was going to break free, and all of a sudden his arm was caught or his jersey was caught.
His feet were going, but his top of his jersey wasn't going anywhere.
Still picked
Wow,
up 5
yeah,
yards on it.
I thought it was only 2 or 3, but it'll be 2nd and 5.
Generous spot. They give generous spots in high school. We've talked about that over the years.
Yeah. Single back, Bind in the back. He pitches it to Bind gets his feet, and there's Elvig! Big Jake Elvig!
He said, not on senior night, you're not doing that.
I tell you
That
what.
was large, and I think he lost maybe, they're going to say he lost 7 yards on that play.
Big
A
5'9er.
sack, man.
He's talking to his older brother, Josh Elvig, the other day, and I said, now how big your brother? Can you still take him? He's like, oh, yeah, I'm the older brother. Of course I can take him.
Can Todd still take him is the question.
That's a good 3rd down and 9 from their own 23. Jake Elvig. What's the sweepstakes? We'll have to update everybody. Where's he going to go to play college ball on Saturdays? Smirk rolls, throws, got a wide open, incomplete, high. He was going again
was
for
Maserati.
Yeah, Maserati there with the intended receiver, and Bo Burns made sure he wasn't going to catch it.
Actually, he would have. The throw was just a little bit high. He had the opening. So where is Jacob going to school, Todd?
Is it? You think so?
Montana
right now, University of Montana. The Grizzlies. Grizzly going to the
like
Grizzlies. Missoula, a beautiful place.
He can keep all his gear. And
Yeah. And Merck also the punter. Nice punt. And Bo Burns juggles it and has to fall on it right at the 44.
He called for the fair catch, too, I think. Glacier Peak historically has not run back a lot of punts.
That's always an astute observation you've made many times. You're absolutely right. Up 7-0, 6:01 left in the first quarter.
They're going to have to find an answer for that play, that little play that Colton Bunt runs, because they almost burned him twice on it.
It's hard to catch Colton bye-bye Bunt.
Well, they do have. They kind of had their secondary all up front too, which is a little dangerous when you got speed like that.
1st and 10, their own 44. Ziomas hands it to Devin Kamahara over the far side, and he gets a good 4 or 5 yards. Looking at the statistics on the year, him and Billy Latata. I was going to say he's Billy Bag of Donuts.
Isn't it Joey Bag of Donuts?
No, it's Billy Bag of Donuts. Latali. There's a penalty.
Oh, it looks preliminary indication of a hold.
I think Replay Rob can do stats, also be the in-booth ref. He's still doing the replays from over there.
Is he the new 5-tool player? Trying to take Todd's job?
At least 3. We're on autopilot right now.
Todd just left us.
Elvin goes down, so they have like self-driving cars for self-driving broadcasts right now. So with the penalty now, they're saying 1st and 16. Kamahara, not much. Great play there by the Knights, getting big penetration there in the backfield. Big number 50 there, one of the first ones, Connor Jones. So all of a sudden here, Glacier Peak backed up a little bit.
2nd and 16. That's one of the themes this year. A lot of offensive drives have gone backwards.
Mavericks just added their lead 30-14 now on the Warriors in the 4th. Ziomas now, he sets up the screen. It's Ziomas,
and he
catches
caught
his
it.
own ball.
He can't throw it again, though.
Now he outruns the coverage, and he gets dragged out of bounds at the 24.
He probably should have slapped that down on the ground, because I think he lost some more yards on that. It's actually a heads-up athletic play to catch that, but in reality, it would have been better just slapping it on the ground. It would have been an incomplete pass. So now we're looking at 3rd and 26. So I think we lost like 9 yards on that. And what was I just saying about going backwards?
Yeah.
It's been a little, like I said, it's been a kind of the theme this year. a lot of these drives, they end up, 4th and 10 or 12.
That's the tip drill you maybe didn't want to do. Ziomas, the shotgun, Kamahara. He's going back to pass. Now he unleashes deep to Southern.
Oh, Seaver's got
Southern's
it. Look
got
at
it
that.
with a first down.
And he,
out at
wow.
the 21-yard line. Seaver Southern.
You could tell he was catching that. You could see it a mile away.
Third
and then
what?
Seaver trying to stiff arm him. Seaver wanted to get in the end zone. He's kind of a hog for the end zone.
He's got 48 of them.
He had 48 touchdowns in one game.
48. He's got 48 yards on that completion. And I think there's a
Third
typo.
and 26, and he gets 48. How about that? Not a lot of plays in the book for 3rd and 26.
The SS Southern comes
They might come
through.
right back at him in the corner of the end zone.
Now down to the 23-yard line, 1st and 10. Ziomas.
That's going to be a procedure call there.
And Kamahara gets the handoff.
I think it's false start.
Walking backwards. Boy, they are 1-2 steps back, and then they hit overdrive, and they hit the big plays. 98-yard bunt, run, touchdown. That's where we are, 7-0, 4:43 left in the first.
Seaver's had a lot of big plays this year.
The touchdown machine.
I'd like to know how many he actually has.
Well, I think actually he didn't have any in Lake Stevens, so we can calculate. I think he's still at 9.
Still a lot.
Ziomas. Baby Z going to him one more time. And did he get it?
Oh, there's a flag, though. I think I called corner of the end zone, too.
Of course you did. We're rudderless right now, so no replay possible.
Well, see what this – they're going to call – they threw that like it was a pass interference, and then it is pass interference. I actually didn't look like it was pass interference.
But where was the pass interference, on the initial on the ball or the second time he tried to catch it?
Well, once the ball's touched, you can, wipe them out. So
I don't think I saw a pass interference. I thought it was a 50-50 ball.
But we'll take it. They're not going to decline it.
Puts it to –
gives them the first down.
Yep. The 14-yard line. 1st and goal from the 14.
I think they like the matchup there on the corner.
I agree. They've got some height.
Seaver's got, Seaver can get up there, 6'3".
Going versus Binda. They
Oh.
try the slant, incomplete one more time to Southern.
That one's a little bit low. Catchable, but low.
Good T-vents there by the Knights, and Binda there on the coverage. So second.
They're saying 2nd and 1.
Well, it looks like down the field they are going to say second. They are still 2nd and 1.
Wasn't it 1st and 10?
I thought it was.
Okay.
The markers on the field, 2nd and 1. Anchor Graves, the center back this week. He was hurt.
I'm not sure how it's 2nd and 1 after 1st and 10.
Ziomas going deep again.
Oh,
for
and then he
Southern.
held, and he
Touchdown!
got it, and he held him too. And it was that corner. They, like I said, they liked that matchup there on the corner. And Seaver, the touchdown machine, and he's playing in front of both his brothers, Tanner and Broadway Brady, tonight.
And they might be coming up to the booth at halftime or sometime, but that is a touchdown, Grizzlies. Added to the list. Seavert SS Southern comes through one more time. 14-yard.
I think Seaver's trying to
reception.
catch his brother Tanner for the,
Yeah.
one of the most touchdowns in school history.
Let's go back to Seavert's stats. So the calculation was.
He had 9 the last game we did.
Yeah, and I think he still has 9, make it 10.
Yeah.
Christian for the hold, kicker Kev, and it has been big play after big play. They had 3rd and a few miles, yeah, and Seaver with a 48-yard bomb.
Who put the Halloween candy in front of me?
Who's offsides? Oh, Kamiak's offsides. So they moved it up. Is that what you're trying to say? Look at Elvig.
Half the distance. Got him about 1 yard.
Christie to the hole. The kick is up, and it looks good from here, and it is good. And with 4:29 left to go, homecoming night here on Friday Night Lights. GP up 14-0 on the Kamiak Knights. We'll be back right after this Friday night on STSPN.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
Tonight is in interviews. We back?
You never know what Todd's going to say.
You know, we want to thank the entire Elvig family, though. We got sandwiches. We got Halloween
That's
treats.
what I was saying. Who put the Halloween candy in front of me?
Well, it's not by accident. 14-0, 4:29 left to go. Scott Ohsman, Tim Boyle, Rob Wygant, replay Rob, and the executive producer, 5-Tool.
Is that
and Maserati gets it, and he's taken down close to the 25. Nice play there by the Glacier Peak Grizzly, and that's Nick Pinnell, the senior in. It's senior night, the last home game here in the regular season, probably in the season, most likely. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, very likely. They'll probably be on the road if they get in.
Bittersweet night for the Elvigs. You started doing this.
Yep.
Boy, you started this in what, 2008 or so? You streaming the games when the boys started playing football. 1st and 10 from their own 23. Bind in motion.
Oh, that's going to be a false start. It's going to be bittersweet for the Southards because they've had Tanner come through and Brady go through and Seaver went through the whole program. So, man, that's probably a record for Jeep. I don't think anybody's had 3 kids go through the program all from beginning to end.
Good point. We'll have to
check the record books.
Yeah, check the historian. Also on the basketball court.
True. Yeah.
So the procedure call now backs him up 1st and 15 from the 18-yard line. 14-0 GP. Bind in motion. Merck fakes it, and he's taken down.
And that was
that's
a combined effort there. Number 14.
That's your boy,
That's
Manis.
Evan Manis.
It's a sleeper.
Man. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to pick him as my sleeper pick if he keeps getting all this action.
Of course.
But I picked him before.
59 was back there, too.
Yep.
Big Elvig.
He should be going to WSU, Todd.
I think he should go to San Diego. Has he been there? Has he seen the weather?
It's too nice a weather down there. Who wants that?
I have to stay at work, and if he was in San Diego, I'd be.
Well, you might be poor, too.
Right. There's another timeout. That's the second of the half. We'll step away and take a quick break. You're watching Glacier Peak football on STSPN. Tim, I wanted to thank you for coming flying in today. You were, although I was a little worried about you,
it was touch and go.
You were on a charter, it turns out. You were on a flight with the Azure Pacific
football team. Yes, and
so Tim texts me. He goes, "I've got the entire offensive line, like the entire team. I'm the smallest guy on the plane, and I'm worried about it taking off."
Truly. When you got a plane full of like 300-pound guys, you got to worry about whether it's getting off the ground or not. I mean, it's mathematics and physics.
2nd and 18. Merck. Now he sets up the screen. They get it off, but Malachi Papita, the first one. 5-4, bum Papita.
And Fafita runs like a gazelle for a big guy.
I tell you
The
what.
guy should be on the track team. Well, I think he is but he should be a sprinter.
He should. You should have seen him at Powder Puff football. Rob Wykamp can attest to this. He was passionate, prepared, and an incredible coach in the senior victory, 30-6.
And it was a blowout. It was an Archbishop Murphy style blowout.
Almost. I don't think anybody else is going to play him though this year.
That senior Powder Puff team might get some action.
Paisley, another touchdown. Paisley Johnson, of course, heading to BYU to play basketball. She's
a gamer.
She is a tremendous
She could
athlete.
probably play 3 sports there.
There's no doubt. Merck back to pass. Has a little time. Now he goes deep right side. Overthrown. Boy, nice ball, though, by Merck. Trying to go to
number 16 is – who's number 16?
For Glacier Peak, that's Brock Bradley.
Brock Bradley just plowed over his guy to get to put some serious pressure on the quarterback. Now they're punting. It's 4th and 18, and they're punting from about the 1-yard line. So this is always a tricky punt right here. Always the danger of that thing flying right over your head.
Clean snap. Nice punt there by Merck, and it's bobbled, though, at the 48. Still down. It's going to be Knight's ball.
And that's just a tough break there.
And Bo Burns, I don't know if he's really hurt. Yeah, it looks like he's not getting up well, and he's limping off.
Special teams mistake there. That ball was coming in hot.
It was a nice punt. Merck doing all kinds of jobs.
That's too
over
bad
there.
because they would have had some great field position. They would have been on the plus side of the field there. And Colton Bunt is back, that replay Rob just pointed out.
And Sean Bach here is the senior coming in playing defense.
Sean Bach playing
right.
cornerback on the near side.
2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this first half. The Knights with some more life, rolling to his right, Merck. It's incomplete, trying to go again on that right side, nicely covered.
Throwing it on the run there and underthrew him.
Maserati one more time.
There's really about 3 people getting in on all the action.
Heston Pettis was on the coverage. He's played well this year.
Charlton Heston?
Yes.
Pettis?
Another original, another Scott Ohsman original. Didn't you ask him? Didn't somebody ask him? Has he never heard Charlton Heston Pettis? And only like 1,000 times.
But you were the 999th.
Yeah. 2nd and 10 from the 48.
Oh! And he runs.
Binda!
Whoa! Runs right into the 5-tool junior.
I tell you,
Whoa.
5-9er right there.
We got a proud papa in the booth.
And down goes Binda.
Man.
They were just talking, Todd telling us the high GPA of Jacob Elvig at 3.9. I'll tell you what, he read that book before it came out because he was there in a
Todd,
hurry.
were you a 3.9 student too? What'd you say, a 1.9? Yeah, that's what I was, I think.
Loss on the play, 3rd and 13 from their own 45-yard line after the turnover on the punt. First turnover for GP.
Oh!
Nice crushed. Merck.
And Jacob's in on that one too.
Erlig, Elvig
Oh, my.
in the gang. And Jake Elvig just in the backfield all night long.
He keeps this up, and you're going to have to hire somebody to go get the mail for you.
That's right.
Man. You're going to be coming in from everybody.
Add more
don't
storage.
Don't forget the Cougs, though.
Add more storage to the email file. I'll tell you what, you're right. The big fella, Jacob Elvig, just going off. The punt one more time, Merck. This time end over end. A bouncer.
Oh, and they let this one go.
That gets all the way down to the GP 18. That's a plus.
And speaking of the Cougs, Scott, we got to give some condolences.
Yes.
For some of our local GP.
In the local community, the kind of the Gold Creek, around the Totem Falls loss, just an absolute tragedy. Don Jordan, one of the just nicest people in the Jordan family. They've got 3 wonderful kids. You have Amanda, who's at Washington State, Alyssa here, who's a senior in high school, and then little Don, who's a freshman, I believe, now, and they lost their father, Don Jordan, Wednesday night.
And that is an absolute heartbreaker. We're all basically in tears over that, and our condolences go out to that whole family and the whole Glacier Peak community, because that's a big loss.
Unbelievable.
It was
shock.
an unbelievable, man. So
that was complete.
Hearts go out to the Jordans.
Big time hearts, and that's what community is. So you got everybody rallying around. Jenny Jordan, I mean, just a tremendous lady. Always sunshine. Always just great. Been involved in the schools. So our hearts exactly.
He always talked me into doing dads and donuts too.
Yeah, he's just such a great guy.
He was just a great guy.
6 seconds left. We'll see if they get this playoff in the first quarter. Ziomas quickly back to bunt, and bunt with a first down, hit out of bounds, across the 35, and they cannot stop. Bye-bye bunt.
No, and he caught that. He got about 10 yards after catch there. He just sprinted past the first down marker. Bunt's putting up some numbers. We're going to have to go to replay Rob here and find out.
We'll head to the second. 14-0 GP. Back with more on STSPN.
I'm the chairman for the Texas Police Chiefs Association Alarm Committee. We talk about what this definition is and what it means to them and their response for alarms. You know, number one, it lets them truly prioritize the alarms. The alarms that don't come to them fitting that definition as a verified alarm, it will allow them to set those alarms to a priority that they probably give alarms already down there on the bottom of the call stack. But the calls that truly do merit a higher response, those get pushed to the top. Those get the response they need to actually make arrests.
Back here downtown Snohomish, Washington, on the campus of Snohomish High School. The Panthers here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Glacier Peak's homecoming tonight. Friday night, Scott Ohsman, Tim Boyle, replay Rob, also Todd Elvig at the controls. Congratulations to all our seniors. Senior night tonight. Big Todd Elvig going down there. He took the headset off, though. That was a good call, Todd. Before you went out to get the pictures taken with Susan and the gang, you took your headphones off.
People don't know him without his headphones.
It's true. 1st and 10. Kamahara, another senior. He'll maybe get one. Devin having a good year this year.
Look at the Seahawk truck out there. Where'd that come from?
Ooh, that's nice.
Isn't that nice? They get that on camera? That's Lou Bunt's truck?
That is Lou Bunt's on. Yeah, they got for the homecoming court. They're going to.
That's his truck?
It is
That's
actually
phenomenal.
Now you say that because Lou's a neighbor of mine. I can drive by, and I do see that one.
Well, you should have known.
I should have. I didn't have my binoculars.
Well, we're rusty.
Beyond. Kaylee Baird, part of the royalty court, coming into the booth. 2nd and 9. Ziomas, Baby Z, unleashes.
Oh,
broken
just
up.
A little underthrown to Colton Bunt.
That was a great job, broken up by 28, Dakota Buing for the Knights. Now, you talking earlier, have you not been to Kamiak High School, Mr. Boyle?
I have not been to Kamiak.
I find that hard to believe.
That's like probably one of the only ones around here I haven't been to.
I mean, you're Mr. Wesco.
Well, they've always seemed like, well, you know, keep in mind they've been 3A all these years.
No, that's true.
You know, so I just haven't.
No swimmers. They got a beautiful pool. I just remember the pool.
And it's not many schools have a pool.
No.
The Wilson Rams did, though.
3rd and 9, the 33. Now under
there
pressure,
he goes.
Ziomas tucks it up, and he's just gets a couple there, and that was early in the season. Ziomas was killing people with his legs.
Not scrambling as much in the last few games. Now it's 4th and 7.
Just the start of the second quarter, up 2 touchdowns here, as they will punt one more time. With 10:38 left here in the first half, homecoming night. Binda back to receive the punt. High snap. Ramsey, though, gets off a decent one, kind of a line drive. Huge bounce. Binda has to
I don't
watch
know
it.
why-
What a GP roll.
I don't know why Binda was running with the ball. That's dangerous because that thing can take a kick backwards real
good
quick.
point.
I've seen that so many times.
That's the expert analytics we like to see here from Tim, the football expert. But it's down to the 12-yard line, a huge roll.
We got
but
another,
there's a
and it's
penalty.
going to go back a little farther too. It's going to go back half the distance because I think there was a illegal block in the back. You know what they didn't do this year, Scott?
What's that,
They
Tim?
didn't have those pink flags. Didn't they have pink
Oh,
flags?
yeah, no, the blue ones.
Oh, it's the blue ones? That
Yeah.
was for, okay.
Yeah, the blue ones were
That was
difficult.
for prostate cancer
Yeah.
or something. Yeah, those were difficult.
Difficult to see.
No one saw them.
What are the stats there, Rob, that are official? Aiden Ziomis, 170 yards, 98 of them to Colton Bunt.
48 more to Seaver on
yeah.
one play. 3
Three-
yards rushing
Wow.
for the team?
I think Kamahara maybe, and then Ziomis just
Yeah.
had that run, but only for a couple.
I think that would go as a that would go as a pass play. All those negative yards.
1st and 10 with the 6. He's got trouble. He dumps it down. Binda to the
Oh
10.
no!
20. Foot race. Finally taken out.
And there's 2 flags on the field, and it could be a play in the end zone. I think it's coming back, but he almost got caught. See what illegal motion. So that's going to be a painful play.
Tough break for
That's
the
going to
Knights.
negate what, a 40-yard play.
Binda had plenty of distance. In fact, the only reason he got put out of bounds was Bye Bunt caught up to him.
Nobody says bye-bye to Bunt.
Not many. Not many.
Look where that's coming back to.
Boy, oh boy, they were on the 6-yard line.
Well, remember, they were on the 12, and it went half the distance from there, and now it's going another half the distance, and we're in backwards motion here. Steve Hannon's got the defense looking pretty good tonight.
Well, he's
pitching a shutout.
He is so far. He's got a little help. Nate Schaub out there as well at times, the senior, who's been hurt most of the season. So backed up right on the doorstep here.
No secondary here right now.
And Merck's going to take it himself just as hard as he can. And speak of the devil, there's Nate Schaub with the tackle. Nate, another one of the great senior coaches for Powder Puff. He was into it. See if they do give him a couple yards. Brock Bradley also on the tackle.
Replay Rob just pointed out that Kamiak's got about 8 total yards. So the defense is holding their own now.
And that was a big one that just called back. Take that one off the board. So 2nd down and 12. They need to get to the 16-yard line. Merck going to pass. Goes, and it's Maserati. Gets it at the 10, but he's going to stay down there.
He's still going to be well short of a first down. Look, they got to get to about the 16, 17-yard line.
I like how we've nicknamed the other team's kids.
How about that?
Nobody is, we touch everybody. We get everybody. Nobody's
kind of like Steve.
Nobody's protected.
Chris Berman.
Boomer. What do you think of Boomer? I like Boomer.
I've always liked him.
I do like Boomer.
I always thought he was great.
8:47.
He's been
left
around
in the
forever,
first
it
half.
seems like.
Yeah, he has. 3rd and 7, 8:40 left to go in this first half. Kamiak, Knights in the white. Merck fakes it over the middle high.
And that's going to bring up 4th and 7, so they'll probably be punting from the end zone here. Always a dangerous play.
Lukovic, the intended receiver there, 6'1" senior. Streamed quite a few games and volleyball matches out of the Kamiak Night Gym over the years, and hopefully probably many more. They love STSPN and Kamiak, don't they?
Why wouldn't they? What's not to love?
Well, I don't know, but
except for you and I.
That's true. They don't keep us. They keep us out most places.
I've heard people turn the volume down when they're watching us.
That's why God created mute for Tim and I. Big punt by Merck.
Oh.
Backs up.
Probably a good choice to fair catch that there. So, hey, they're on the plus side of the field on about the 46-yard line or 44-yard line.
Ethan Smith there with the fair catch.
Going to get it at the 44. Great field position.
Talking to head coach of Glacier Peak, Nick Bender. Apparently he had a halftime speech for the ages last week. They were down 14-0 Mariner. They didn't pull off the win, but
they kind of ran out of time is what we were told.
I guess it was a very inspirational
Star Wars
speech.
Music playing in the background.
Yeah. 1st and 10 at the Kamiak 44. Ziomas and Kamahara. See Billy Latali. I don't know if he's hurt. Ziomas going deep down the right side. It's intercepted.
Underthrown just a little bit, just enough to be picked off.
Dakota Mewing with the INT, and Ziomas hasn't thrown too many this year.
And I have to tell you, Scott, although it's 14-0 GP, the GP defense has been on the field most of the game. They're going to have to try to keep them off the field here.
You're absolutely correct. That's his 6th interception this year. Or excuse me, I'm sorry. That's his 4th interception.
Only his 4th.
Only his 4th, and he's thrown a lot of balls, so that's pretty good.
Against how many touchdowns?
Yeah,
quite a few.
A lot. 1st and 10. Kamiak with the ball right back. Merck back to pass, and there's a whistle, and they blow it dead.
Probably a false start or illegal procedure. See what they say. False start, so that's going to back them up a bit. So that's going to bring him back to about the 8-yard line.
20 touchdowns on the year for Aiden Ziomas, because people want to know.
They do. 20 touchdowns against 4 interceptions. That's a pretty good ratio.
Not bad. Shout out to Mrs. Baby Z, Tony Ziomas.
Saw her down at Applebee's a little bit.
We did, and I saw her Wednesday night, and I said, "What's going on? What's Aiden? He's only a sophomore." She said, "He's the water boy." He's the water boy. 8:14 left the first half. I'm glad we crack each other up.
Well, somebody's got to laugh at your jokes.
Merck bobbles it. Now he's going long.
And he's
crushed
leveled
by Bo Burns, but that could just short of a first down.
You think so? Yeah, it's going to mark him just a little. That's going to be really close. And they gave him the first down on that. Looked like he was a little bit short, but they gave him the first. And boy, Bo Burns absolutely just leveled him.
And that's Prahakta, the receiver there, who's had actually a couple good big plays there. Number 22 for the Kamiak Knights, and 7:50 left. 1st and 10, their own 23-yard line. Merck this time under center, gets it to Binda. Binda tries to find a little seam, but it closes very
number
quickly.
75.
That's DJ Keenan.
He's having himself a good year. And I'll tell you what, the defensive line has been stingy tonight, and they between number 5 and number 6, they've been tearing it up this year, and not much at all against Glacier Peak.
They used them as 2nd and 8.
It helps having Fafita back on that defensive line.
Yeah, we saw early in the year you had Fafita, Keenan, Elvig, and then Painter, and you had Ricky the mini truck Kranz.
Where is Ricky Kranz?
He's out there.
He's out there? Okay.
2nd and 8. And
I
now
didn't
they're
call
going,
him Tanner either.
That's true. Under center is Merck. Fakes the handoff. Now he's got trouble. Great pass and catch for a Knight first down.
And a great
Rolling
throw
left.
on the roll there.
And that's again Lukovic, the receiver, PJ, and a 13-yard reception there for a Kamiak Knight first down with 6:42 left in the second quarter. 14-0 Glacier Peak.
6:37 left in the half.
And now the Knights moving the ball a little bit through the air. Out from the shotgun is Merck. Binda takes it right up the gut, and Josh Elvig, Jake Elvig, I said it, second time this year.
See, now I don't feel bad for calling Ricky Tanner.
Yeah, I know. But Elvig was back there in an absolute hurry, and Bradley finished him off, number 16. Brock, another senior.
And the run defense tonight for GP has been outstanding.
Stingy. 2nd and 9 for Kamiak. Their own 40. Merck back in the shotgun one more time. Binda behind him. Binda, that's a fake, and here comes Merck, but it is sniffed out.
Oh!
But he eludes one or two tackles. They couldn't wrap him up, but he won't get much, maybe a little bit beyond the line of scrimmage.
He did a great job eluding about 3 tacklers there. They had him wrapped up, too, and just a little slippery there. And the defensive line is a bunch of misers. They're not giving up a dime today.
Nothing coming out of their pockets.
Man.
5:06 left. Now sits at 3rd down and still 10 yards to go here in the first half. Kamiak still in it here. Only 14-0 GP.
A lot of game left.
Bind it to the right. Merck having a good game so far. Looks like they're going to blitz.
They call a 3rd timeout.
Again, great seeing Devin Kamahara there on the left end as a timeout is called.
Timeout number 3.
That'll do it for Kamiak here in the first half. Coach Mack wants to talk to him. We'll step away.
But don't
14-0.
you step away.
Not at all. 14-0. .444 left to go in the second quarter here. Homecoming night for Glacier Peak. They're up 14-0. The Kamiak Knights there in the white unis. 3rd down and 10. Ball on their own 39-yard line. They've had some moments. Haven't been able to take advantage of them. Merck and Binda doing most of the damage for the team this year. Fakes the handout, back to pass, getting rushed over the middle, incomplete.
Off his hands. The rushing, a lot of the passing.
And he's just a sophomore, 6'2", 190.
And he's going to, he's going to grow quite a bit if he's only a sophomore.
Now the officials blowing the whistles. We'll have all the homecoming festivities for you here at our Action Jackson Plumbing halftime show. Fun day today at Glacier Peak. High school,
look at that.
Over his head. He looks to see what's there.
Uh-oh. Did he feel? Oh, and he
touched it. Now he fielded it.
Doesn't matter if he touched it or not. And we were talking about that earlier, that when they were at the goal line, always a danger of going over your head. He should have actually picked that up and started running, but
it looked like he looked back to see what
I think he was a
little
little confused on what he should do.
Understandably, sometimes but that's a huge break for Glacier Peak.
That is a big break. They're going to get it about the 13-yard line, right in the red zone. plenty of time, 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the half, so plenty of time to score.
Turnovers and big plays in this first half have been the story so far. Kamiak with an interception, recovered fumble on the punt. And then GP has one interception themselves. First and 10 at the Knights 12, fakes the handoff. Now he gets it back over to Kamahara at the 5, makes a move. Touchdown, Grizzlies.
What a nice move at about the 3-yard line, and we got a flag on the play. I think it came in after he got in, so that could be some type of celebration penalty. Not exactly sure. We'll find out.
5th touchdown of the year for Devin Kamahara, the senior.
Personal foul against Glacier Peak. Are the points coming off of the board?
Did he wag his finger?
I don't know. I thought that happened after he got in the end zone. But that's – ooh.
And Anchor Graves
– who was that
talking
on?
Out. It could have been a big number 70 maybe. Jordan Downey, the senior offensive lineman. But they're going to take that off the board.
But it was a personal foul, though. I don't know if it was some type of taunting or what.
Replay first down, 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. Devin Kamahara does not get his 5th touchdown. He's still in the backfield. Aiden Ziomas back to pass. Now looking left, going left, wide open.
Oh,
got the fingertips.
Fingers. Oh.
Alex Garrett, the intended receiver. He's going to want that one back.
Ouch. And going back to the previous play, it's funny because it went 1st and 10. We're not sure what that personal foul was, Scott, but it just was basically a play over. I think they wiped the points off that personal foul, wiped the points right off the board.
Yep. Still 14-0.
We'll have to find out about that.
4:17 left to go in the second quarter here till halftime.
So 2 tough breaks for GP. Had the touchdown, and then they had wide open in the end zone off his fingertips.
Trips left. Single receiver is Southard on the right side. Baby Z with Kamahara to his right. He goes back to pass. Going left over to Garrett. Garrett this time catches it, but well defended by the Kamiak. He loses the ball. He goes down. I think they're going to call him down.
Yeah, I think he was down. The ref immediately pointed down.
But it might even, I don't know if he got back to the line of scrimmage.
I don't know that he did either. I think he lost a couple or one.
So instead of the touchdown by Kamahara, now sitting at 3rd and 10, the ball now, they do give him a yard back, maybe at the 13-yard line. So, boy, what a change.
3rd and 11, and they two blown opportunities, really, the touchdown and then the next play. Dropped one right off his fingertips.
Nate Schaub, the near side receiver, again trips right. You have Garrett, Bunt, and Southard on the far side. Still can get a first down. GP from the 13. Ziomas over the middle. Touchdown, Nate Schaub. Welcome to senior night,
wow.
Mr. Schaub.
Way to make up for that. That was he threw that on a dime right to him. Just a perfect pass. He was actually covered pretty well. A great pass.
First touchdown of the year for the senior, Nate Schaub.
Good for him on senior night.
Last week, his first week back playing.
Well, Glacier Peak gets the points back the hard way.
On 3rd down. Christie on to hold. Kicker Kevin Ramsey punches it through. And, oh, man, off the turnover here. 21-0 now. Glacier Peak with 3:17 left in the half.
And this is what Glacier Peak needed after a few lopsided losses and a heartbreaker last week. You know, you always wonder how the team's going to respond, and they're showing some heart tonight.
That wasn't the turnover; it was the botched snap there that Merck didn't handle. Probably going back, he should have picked it up as soon as possible and just got whatever he could. But it gave him tremendous field position there at the 10-11-yard line for Glacier Peak. So
Steve Hannon's in the ref's ear about something. Not exactly sure what that is, but we'll have to ask him.
Excited for Archbishop Murphy fans, the kids, everybody, after a long hiatus, finally getting to compete in high school football tomorrow against Olympic from the Bellingham area.
Yep. So good effort on Olympic to come down and actually play him. I think the coach said, "Hey, we're not. I'm not going to use the term he used, but says we're not cowards. We're going to come down and play him." So good effort on their part.
Ramsey kicks it off, 2 deep receivers, and he steps in the end zone there, but I guess it's okay. And he breaks out to the 20-yard line. Nice little.
I think Seaver in on the tackle there.
That's Raul Maserati. And that was Seaver Southard there. And he's getting a good handshake from defensive coordinator Steve Hannon as well. Ziomas pats him on the back.
Everybody's slapping him on the helmet. Nothing like making a big special teams tackle.
Where's Broadway Brady? Isn't he down there?
I thought they were going to come up to the booth.
We'll have to give him. We'll have to give him. He said him and actually Tanner
down.
would come up. The Southard family, long-standing tradition here at Glacier Peak. 3:10 left to go. Now 21-0. Kamiak looking for something to get.
And I think
going.
we got Becerra down on the sidelines too,
Really?
right down there. Yeah.
It's
A lot
a
of
reunion.
familiar faces.
Merck back to pass, going deep down the left side. He's got Binda open, incomplete, overthrew him. Schaub on the coverage.
Yeah, I think that's it's either Chris or I think that's Chris Becerra down there on the sideline.
Boy, I'll never forget that game. Chris Becerra at Bellevue in the playoffs had him on the ropes.
That was a great game.
He's good quarterback.
We got banished from that stadium.
.304 left, 2nd and 10 now after the incompletion. Got more Elvigs in the scene. Just when you thought they had all graduated, we got Sarah Elvig down there on the field working tonight. 2nd and 10. He's got trouble.
And how did he get out of that?
Incomplete. Going for
Boy,
Ludovic.
I'm not sure how the quarterback got out of that mess.
Ethan Smith.
He actually almost made a big play.
So Sarah Elvig she's just a freshman working
Where's she
with
working?
the managers tonight, isn't she? With the team managers.
Oh, she down on the field? There's Elvigs everywhere.
Tell you what, it is. You can't hide from the Elvigs.
You can't.
You can try, but then you see the big red truck.
With those big, nice wheels and tires he's got on there.
21-0 Glacier Peak in an odd game, really, as far as fits and starts. It's been irregular.
Absolutely. And the Glacier Peak defense has been on the field more than Kamiak's.
3rd and 10. Merck back in the shotgun. Fakes it to Binda. Goes over. Tried a one-handed catch to Ludovic, but
Colton
Bunt. Bolton Bunt.
Have you been
He'd
drinking,
have nothing
Scott?
much. I haven't.
This is
Thanks
a
for
family
asking,
show.
though. You've been with me since like 4:15 this afternoon. I mean, our
well,
pregame
I don't know what
meeting
you were
was
doing before
extensive.
that.
Not that. Let me tell you. Trying to make a living. 2:54 left to go in the second quarter, and the Knights will have to punt one more time. It would have been a heck of a grab by
Ooh, and
Ludovic.
a short punt there. Oh, and it takes a bad bounce. So they're going to get it about the 40-yard line.
Anthony Armand there to get it for the Knights.
Speaking of before the game, we never finished the conversation about my plane ride.
Oh, we didn't?
So
I'm surprised you. I looked up at one point, and I thought I saw a Boeing 737 at like 200 feet.
I know, couldn't get any more air. Well, and then I had 2 offensive linemen in the same row as me, and there was literally zero room. They both were like 280 pounds.
Was your face like smashed up against the window?
Oh, yeah,
like
absolutely.
Elbows just in the middle of your gut?
Completely. And that
like a dinosaur,
fortunately,
small hands, short arms.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't move. I was like a sardine, literally.
Siomis going deep, right, open,
and he got it!
at the 4-yard line.
Is that Colton Bunt?
Colton
and he makes a
Bye-bye
Willie
Bunt.
Mays-style catch over the shoulder. Wow. What a great catch by Bunt.
I tell you how many yards, but replay
Where-
Rob has left the building.
Rob took off on us. First he comes in late, and then he takes off.
You know, it was an appearance.
It-
What a big catch by Colton Bunt.
And that
He
was a
is-
perfect throw, too.
Welcome back, Bunt. Ziomis looks over, goes inside. Who else? Seaver Southern, second tonight.
And Seaver's just hogging the touchdowns. That's
Touch-
ridiculous.
Touchdown
I'm going
Grizzlies.
to talk to his dad about that.
11th by our count.
Man, he just has a nose for the end zone.
Band plays, and I mean, it has been all of a sudden for Glacier Peak in the last few minutes of this second quarter, putting up 2 scores.
And I didn't think this game was going to be this lopsided, right? And this is, keep in mind, there's still 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the half.
Christie with a hold. Kevin Ramsey on to kick. It's up, and it is good. 221-28 to nothing. Glacier Peak football on STSPN. Scott Ohsman, Tim Boyle here, the 5-tool player, Todd Elvig. Senior night homecoming, 28-0. Glacier Peak, just a huge burst there. But let's go back. You flew in from Ontario today on a plane.
Yeah, with the Asia Pacific football team. They're coming up to play Simon Fraser. And
Canada.
You got a whole 100 guys on the plane that are all about 300 pounds.
And Tim texts me while he's on the ground as it's taken near the 5, and this is
Number
25 coming back again. That's Raul Maserati, and he gets to the 20. But Tim texts me while he's still on the ground. He said there's a whole Observe Pacific football team. He goes, I'm not sure they're going to get this plane off the ground.
And I meant it. And keep in mind, they all have these ginormous bags with all their equipment and stuff. And, the plane, they got to average it out that, okay, everybody's going to weigh about 175 or whatever. But when all of a sudden you got the whole team of like 300-pounders, it was touch and go. We just barely cleared the runway.
Did they kick anybody off?
Well, people were throwing luggage out the window as we were driving
Did they
down
walk
the
down
runway.
and ask everybody what they weighed?
Yeah.
To see that you out. You're
pretty
out.
much.
1st and 10, 2:13 left in the first half. Merck goes over, pass. It's complete at the 30 and dragged down by Sean Bach. A nice pass and catch there
And they're going to need a lot of that.
by Prigodatka. I'm going to practice that a few more times tonight.
That was
Apologize.
one of their bigger plays of the night.
That was a very good play. Another pass. This one, it might have got tipped. It was trying to go to
I think it might have.
Maserati there.
Number 16 might have.
Brock Bradley.
Brock Bradley. He might have tipped that because it looked like it was way off the mark.
2nd and 10, just under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Couple reminders next Friday night, a big treat here on STSPN. Tim and I and Todd and everybody will be out of Lake Stevens High School. Absolute, no doubt, the game of the week.
In the whole state.
In the whole state.
That is the game of the week.
It is Monroe and Lake Stevens for the Essential 4A Championship. 2nd and 10, Merck fakes it now. He throws it incomplete, and they want a
number 22's
PI on that.
Petitioning for a flag there.
Prohodka, the intended receiver there had the reception earlier. The junior not getting the call, and that could have been a legitimate call.
Yeah, there was some. They got
Charlton
tangled a little bit.
Yeah, Charlton Heston Pettis was there a little maybe early. 3rd down and 10, 152. No timeouts for the Knights. Used them all up here on their own 38. Merck, the Knights quarterback, looking, passing, tipped.
Ooh.
Trying to go to Maserati there, and incomplete, brings up 4th and 10.
Man, they're at some point they're going to have to start thinking about going for these on 4th and 10.
Well, what's changed there, what credit the defense, they've completely taken the Knights running game out of service here.
And that's what's hurt them, because between number 5 and number 6, they've racked up a lot of rushing yards this year, and that's been like a big key to their game, and they've just got nothing tonight. He fumbled the snap again.
This time he just pummels it as best as he can. It gave him
and he got a really good. He did get a really good roll. But boy, if they had the rush on there, they could have got another big turnover there.
Glacier Peak will get one more time, and now they're getting to put up these offensive numbers we've been used to in previous seasons and even early in the season.
Well, yeah, and if you'd notice, their tempo is a lot better tonight.
And you have to look at the health. I mean, that's what we talked to Coach Bender and Hannon about. They're finally getting some health back. They're getting some kids back.
They are. And even with the kids they've got back, they're still pretty decimated. You got Logan Weaver's out, Schwemp and Plank are both out for the year. Just a lot of big injuries.
We'll have to see with Billy Latali what's going on with him. Nice center screen there for Kamahari. Picks it up, and he's dragged down just at the 26-yard line.
I think that's going to be a hold. I saw the hold. Oh, there's two flags on the play. I know one of them is going to be a hold in the back because he grabbed a little bit of his jersey, and that's the dead giveaway right there. So but the other one in the backfield, I don't know about that one.
I love it. I want to shout out Janet Church, Dan Church, the great Church family, a longtime listener. 14 minutes ago, I get a text from Janet saying it was holding.
Whoops, we're a little late on that, Janet. Sorry.
I think, Todd, we should just have Janet call in, mic her up, and she could be the ref. She could make the calls and verify them. I think that would be good. Because she's watching. So what happens at the Church household, and maybe others, Dan, electrical engineer, he
puts it up on his TV.
He puts it up on the big screen. He's got STSPN HD big time at the church residence.
I think they turned the volume down on us.
Gosh, I really hope they did. Thank you for the churches.
They're taking a while to sort this one out. One of them, so they're both on GP.
Look at this. He's still going.
There's 17 flags on GP on this.
That was a triple play right there.
There's at least there might have been 3 flags on that because there's one still on the 20-yard line over there. I think it was a couple of holds.
Might be better we didn't have him mic'd because on that one he had to remember 3 things. He did
was
all
one
the
of them
arm things.
One of them, it's first and 20. Oh, first and 24. They're saying.
So Glacier Peak, 1:20 left in the first half here. They hand it out, and here's Latali.
Oh.
Billy bag of donuts,
and they're going to get a first down. They might get a first down out of that because he hammered him right on the helmet. He tackled him and then slapped him on the helmet. So that's going to be a personal foul against Kamiak there. So big break for GP.
Wonder what happened. Jackson Finnerty there. Billy Latali, his first carry of the night, the senior who's done so well so far this season.
And there
he kind of was tackled. He kind of like punched the air there in the area there of Billy. And
well, no, he hit him in the back of the helmet.
Yeah, with his
A
elbow.
little extracurricular there.
Take another look at it. You'll see as he kind of towards the end of the play, right there.
Right there.
We'll see what Janet says what that call was.
Now, here's the funny thing about this. It's not an automatic first down. which in college and the pros, that's an automatic first down. Here in high school, they only marched off the 15. It's pretty sad when they march off the 15 yards and they're still 8 yards short or whatever. They're showing 2nd and 24.
Why is that? Ziomas back to pass. Latali gets some time now. Ziomas tucks it up. There's another flag. He gets the first down, headed to the 40, 35 now on the other side. Sideline, Baby Z stepped out at the 25 of Kamiak.
And I think a referee got absolutely leveled here, and there's a flag, and I think this is all coming back, folks. Don't get too excited at home. Great run by Baby Z, but I think there was a hold on that play.
We'll hope the official is all right.
We're going to have to see the replay there. I think the official got leveled. See what happens here.
We don't. I think that's the last play you're watching right now with Latali, where the personal foul back to live.
GP. You know, this reminds me of like the Jackson game with all these flag after flag after flag. So that negates a huge Ziomas run. He had about a 40-yard run on there.
Oh,
replay.
easy.
Rob abandoned us, so we don't know.
Penalties, if you're not familiar with Glacier Peak, has been one of their unfortunate signatures throughout the many years. 572 so far through
penalties?
7 games, yes, on the offense.
Yards,
excuse me. Ziomas now scrambling one more time. Still wants to looking downfield. He gets it complete to Bo Burns at the 30. That'll make up some of it, leaving with 5 yards to go for the first.
That was actually a great little play by Ziomas. He kind of lofted that right up there. It looked like a little Russell Wilson does that a lot. Just kind of lobbed that thing. Great catch.
66 penalties for 572 yards coming into tonight.
Yeah, and
the
problem is when they get them, too.
30 seconds left here in the first half. Homecoming night, got the band out. We got the homecoming court going to be introduced. We'll try and have that for you here on the Action Jackson halftime show. Ziomas rolling right. Got a wide open Seaver Southern.
And Seaver gets the
out.
first down. Momentum took him out of bounds there, but picks up a clutch first down there.
Have it at the 36 with 25 seconds left. They got all 3 timeouts left here in the first half. Kamiak, none.
Boy, and it's taken about 10 minutes to run the last 2 minutes off the clock because of all those penalties and passing plays.
Trips to the near side. Here comes Ziomas. He runs to that side. Now throws to, again, Bo Burns. Steps out of bounds. Another GP first down at the 47-yard line. And then nice clock management here, Tim.
Yeah, and he also a great little rollout play. Just a perfect pass while he's on the run. That's actually hard to do.
20 seconds left to go in the first half here. Glacier Peak next week, they head up north to play Mount Vernon, the Bulldogs, who, boy, they have hit a 2 or 3 year rough patch. They're taking on Mariner tonight. Ziomas back to pass. Now he's going to go deep, trying to go to Burns one more time. He catches
caught
it at the 16.
My.
Bo
How did
Burns.
he come down with that? And he's shorter. Oh, they're taking a timeout.
11 seconds on the clock. He outfought 2 defenders. Big boy Burns, wow.
Sometimes it just comes down to who wants it more.
Outstanding play. I tell you, Baby Z launched it one more time as Glacier Peak calls a timeout.
Glacier Peak's going to have 11 seconds to get that ball in. It's going to be down about the 10-yard line. Or no, they're marking it at about the 17-yard line.
We'll come back and see if they can put another one in right after this.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
over-under on Seaver Southern's third touchdown tonight right here on this play,
I think
Tim?
it's going right corner. I'd say give it about 3 chances and 5. That's where it's going.
11 seconds left. 28-0 Glacier Peak. Seaver, of course, familiar on the far right side. Zarate lined up against him. 1st and 10 from the Knights 17. Ziomis looks over. Now he swings it over to Nate Schaub, who has to
4
come
seconds,
down.
3
2
seconds.
seconds, see if they get the
They
timeout,
got
and
the
they do.
timeout. So now you're going to see kicker Kev come out more than likely for a pretty short field goal.
So they mark it at the 11-yard line, Tim.
So that'd be a 28-yard field goal. Capable of kicking that, no problem. Although in high school, there's no guaranteed field goals, that's for sure.
He is 2 for 2 on the season, 20 to 29
Has he
yards
only
out.
kicked 2 field goals on the season?
Well, that's set for in 20 and 29. He's on 30 to 39. He's had 2 attempts, 40 to 49, 1 attempt.
Speaking of field goals, Spencer Pettit got in the game last week
Yes,
and
he
kicked
did.
a field goal and an extra point.
Got to see if he's going to get some play this
How
weekend
about
as well.
that? The weapon returns.
He's going to be. I really think he has a shot at being an NFL kicker.
I do too. Totally agree.
So the 28-yard attempt here for another senior on senior night with 2 seconds left. And there's whistles.
And some flags. Yeah, the flags on GP.
It was good if it counted, but here's the penalty, and it's going on
Oh, it's
the
going
Knights.
against them. So
Move it on up.
makes it a little bit of an easier kick, although he already made it. They iced him. Well, you can't decline it because I think it came in as a dead ball.
2 seconds left.
Now it brings it up to the 6-yard line.
Derek Smith, the long snapper. Christie the hold. The kick is up.
Ooh.
And it is good.
It's- Boy, it was going left quickly.
It was a shot.
Thank God that was if that would have been back a little bit farther, it would probably have hit the post.
31-0. The defense for Glacier Peak shutting out the Kamiak Knights, and the offense, many would say, back on track. 31-0 at halftime. Action Jackson Plumbing halftime show coming up on STSPN, the Glacier Peak homecoming festivities.
We're going to call out some of those, call out the homecoming queen and king.
We will rejoin you momentarily. Stay tuned. More's coming up from Snohomish, 31-0 on STSPN.
But first, sit back and enjoy the Glacier Peak Marching Band.
Her most memorable childhood moment was when she and Laura King discovered a litter of kittens from campfire.
Straight off the pirate ship is Skylar Cannon, escorted by his parents, Todd and Diane Cannon. Skylar would like to have telekinesis so he can basically do whatever he wants, and our most memorable Powder Puff 2016 moment came when Skylar tried to leapfrog over the male cheerleaders and crashed prone on the track.
The next prince from Neverland is Malachi Pepita, walking in with his mom, Amanda Pepita. If he could have any superpower in the world, then it'd be telekinesis, because then he could be a Jedi. And the thing he'll miss most after graduation would be playing sports with all of his friends. Our next prince is Alex Garrett, being walked in by his parents, Rich and Wendy Garrett.
Flying in from Neverland is Jordan Jackson Brewer, accompanied by his mom, Barbara Brewer. This young lad is going to miss Mr. Bonner's quality role questions when he graduates. received was having the biggest smile and being uber cute.
This next princess is Paisley Johnson, being walked in by her parents, Brent and Stephanie Johnson. She would like to fly because she hates walking around and always asks people to carry her. The thing that she'll miss most are the people that make her smile every day.
Princess Aya Kamiyuki Hirahara is escorted by Ted and Satomi Kamiyuki Hirahara. She wants the ability to stretch so she wouldn't have to get out of bed when her mom leaves the door open, and the best compliment she's ever received is that she's going to be a great mom.
Our next princess is Sydney Lowe, escorted by her mom Jeanette and her father Doug Lowe. She would like the ability to read minds because she always wants to know what people are thinking. And the thing that she'll miss most is having a gorgeous room in school.
Prince Billy Lutali is escorted this evening by his parents Billy and Margie Lutali. He would like to have all of Superman's powers because he's legit, and the best compliment that he's ever received is that he is a lot smarter than he looks.
Our next princess is Maya McFadden, accompanied by Michael and Melody McFadden. The thing she'll miss most about GP is the people, and the best compliment she's ever received is nice Birkenstocks.
This next princess is Abby Nicholson and her parents Michelle and Mark Nicholson. Her superpower would be teleportation because she's always late, and after graduation she'll miss the sense of community at GP.
The next prince from Neverland is Bud Parks, escorted tonight by Jay and Sharon Parks. The thing that he'll miss most is how connected we are with people, whether we be hanging out or at a school night. The best compliment he's ever received is, Bud is a hard worker. We like Bud. Bud is nice.
This next prince is Nate Shaw, accompanied by John, Jennifer, and Savannah Shaw. Nate is going to miss participating in and watching sports teams here at GP, and the best compliment that he's ever received is that your personality shines an extremely positive light on others.
Joining in on the adventure is Princess Maya Watkins, accompanied by Dave and Carrie Watkins. The thing she'll miss most about GP are the sunrises in the morning, and her best childhood memory is rolling around in the mud at her Funky Monkeys soccer practice.
The next prince is Logan Weaver and his parents Adrian and Rhonda Weaver. If he could have any superpower, he would like to elasta Logan so that he could stretch his own back. The best compliment Logan has received is nice hair.
The next princess is Kelly Wigan, escorted by her parents Robert and Lynn Wigan. If she could have any superpower, it would be to teleport, but able to bring people with her. And the thing she'll miss most about Glacier Peak is seeing her friends every day.
The next princess is Peyton Young, accompanied by her parents Tim and Jewel Young. Her dream superpower is invisibility because she'd love to prank people and freak them out. And the best compliment she's received is, you have the cutest goosebumps I've ever seen.
Move to the second star on the right, and you'll find Kate Union. Our final prince, escorted by Mark and Stephanie Amy, after graduating, he's going to miss Friday Night Lights the most. And his best compliment is, you have the best smile.
With this royalty court, all you need is faith, trust, and a little bit of pixie dust.
Now, your 2016 homecoming queen is Nicole Hain, led by her parents Lisa Aldan and Doug Hain. Nicole also wants telekinesis so she wouldn't have to move to get food out of the fridge. After graduating, she'll miss her teachers the most because they genuinely care about each student, and they make her happy.
Your 2016 homecoming king is Baylor Blair, accompanied by Bob and Sarah Blair. If he could go back to any place in the world, it'd be the Scottish Highlands, and his favorite food is Yorkshire pudding.
school clubs and classes.
Walking in first is our senior class with their radiant poster portraying a night in London with Peter Pan.
Next in behind them is our junior class with their winning poster showing a grizzly bear dressed as Peter Pan holding Tinkerbell. After them are the sophomores with their vibrant posters showing us silhouettes of the characters flying through the night sky.
Lastly, the freshmen are up with their fabulous poster incorporating the setting of Peter Pan in London.
Starting off our clubs is the return of choir. Choir is a fun, team-oriented class that performs at festivals and community events like our Veterans Day Assembly in Caroline through downtown Snohomish.
Next up is our German club. They go to Leavenworth once a year and use German to bond together and learn every week. Following them is One Voice Club. One Voice is a student-led group that meets every Thursday to strengthen their relationships with God.
Preceding them is our robotics club. The summer schools are open to all students with no experience necessary. They design a robot in 6 weeks, then use the robot to complete a route Washington and Oregon, and a chance to go to Boyle to Houston, Texas.
And then we have our Boyle Club, who meets once a month to bowl and rock. Finally, it's our very own theater club. Theater club puts on the amazing fall play and spring musical and helps
Who's he? Never saw. I don't know who the kid is. Where's your headset, man?
And you know.
Patrick, how you doing, buddy?
All right, welcome back, everybody. Halftime, about a minute left before we start here. Got a couple of special guests in the booth. We got the Southern Clan here. We got Tanner's on the mic right now. Tanner, how you doing? So, good to see you. Good to see all the Southerns here. Now, Tanner, he was a sophomore when GP started, correct? And Tanner, we were just talking about Seaver having all these touchdowns, and I asked him, okay, is he caught up to you yet? And you said no, because you got how many touchdowns? Oh, he's never going to catch it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's not, and Seaver I think's got like 11 this year, and he's leading the team by far. He's not even halfway to where you were. You should make sure you let him know about it too. Awesome. Yeah, so you guys had some really good years those first few years. That was kind of the glory days of Glacier Peak football. And you had Jack Bonner was on the other side of you and was a wide receiver, and you guys were kind of you guys were clutch out there. Yeah. Yeah, put it a little closer. There you go. There you go.
Just all around, that experience, it taught me a lot, taught everyone around me a lot, and it's something that I would never forget.
Yeah, and that second year, your junior year, you guys made a huge run in the playoffs, and I think you knocked out a couple top 10 teams along the way, like Peninsula maybe, and Timberline. I think both of them were ranked at the time. You guys would have been the underdogs in Vegas. Yeah, and you guys had a great year. Then then of course Bellevue knocked you off, and that was in Bellevue's glory days. But yeah, but yeah, those were some fun. So what's Seaver? What are you giving him any advice out on the field, or he's kind of this year's kind of his breakout year? We've been kind of waiting for it.
Definitely waiting for it. Me and my brother Brady are trying to let him do his thing. He's watched us enough too. We should know. we don't need to give him advice. He's heard enough from us, that's for sure.
Yeah, no. So what happens on the basketball court? Can you and Brady still take Seaver on the basketball court?
I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I really don't know. He's something else on the basketball court. I'll give him that.
Well, I got to say it's been a fun ride the last several years watching all the Southerns come through here, and we got Broadway Brady in here too. We'll get him on the mic here in a couple minutes. So that's been great. So have you been able to watch all of Seaver's games this year for the most part?
On STSPN.
Oh, you've been catching us?
Yeah, because I work second shift at Boeing. So
oh, okay.
I had to take some time off to come. This is the last home game. So
yeah, and homecoming.
For the Southern family. So
yeah, it really is. It's kind of
it's a big one.
We were talking about that on the air earlier. It's kind of bittersweet for the Southerns because I don't know if there's ever been. I don't think there's been three players that have gone all the way through the program. I
don't think so. Yeah.
The Elvics had two. They had Josh and Jacob go all the way through, and but you guys have had three and basketball too. So you're going to have three go through football and three go through basketball. So
yeah, it's special. It's a cool deal. Yeah. It's exciting. It's very exciting.
But you're going to have to let them know that you're still the king of the touchdowns.
Oh, they know. They know.
That's awesome.
And
Tanner,
Scott. We found another mic. Tanner Southern here, just starting the second half. Tanner, so Tim was the guy who named, Broadway Brady.
Yeah, I like that.
Did you like that?
I do. I like that. I like that.
And did you ever have a kind of a nickname in high school at all, or?
Yeah, my nickname, nothing spectacular.
It should have been Touchdown Tanner.
Yeah, that is a good one.
That's what I would have nicknamed him.
Everyone called me T-Sud, Tanner Souther, T-Sud. That's T-Sud. That's just what I've grown up as. So I do like Broadway Brady though. That's smooth.
Because you had the hair going. I mean, you had it all.
He was total Broadway Brady.
Hey, I tell you what, he was a trendsetter in many regards. He had the fanny pack going, and he had that baby. It was awesome because you know what? He played it off. He could pull it off, and nobody questioned it.
He rocked it with pride. That's
Absolutely,
for sure.
man.
Without a doubt.
Well, and then in basketball, we used to laugh because with Broadway Brady, he never looked like he was rattled. As like his heart rate never went up to past 50 or something. He just stayed
Boy, it
calm.
took a lot of space under the hoop.
He did.
A lot. I mean, just a rebounding beast.
Without a doubt. Brady's definitely the mellow one.
Oh, really?
That's what I was saying. Yeah, like I said.
Hey, he hit threes. You hit threes. Every once in a while.
He attempted them.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get Brady Southard the.
Here, I'm gonna
second.
I'm gonna trade with you.
All right, having some fun here. Second half, homecoming, getting ready to kick off is kicker Kev, kicking it deep. We got Brady Southard, Tanner Southard. That'll be touchback there. So, Brady, football, basketball, did you have a favorite? Did you just, again, like your older brother here, I mean, it didn't matter what kind of shape the ball was or the surface. I mean, maybe there's another sport. I don't know if you guys played any other ones. But
All of them. Baseball.
Yeah, I guess we all grew up playing every sport there was. Whatever season it was, that was our favorite sport.
Did you play baseball, Tanner?
Yeah, we all did.
And you played, I remember, was that just senior year or was that all year?
I played all high school.
You should have, you said? What was your?
Been a pretty good pitcher, I think.
Oh yeah, pitcher.
Yeah.
What kind of heat is? I'll weave in some play-by-play here, but.
4 years off, so.
Well, come on. What kind of gun? Maybe I'll ask your brother.
It came back slow, but once he got in the groove.
There we go.
Well, you still got eligibility.
You get 4 years, right?
I don't know how the eligibility works, but.
Yeah.
Wait, there's no ball though.
I'm not shaving my legs.
Okay, the other thing I want to know, was there how much smack talking in the Southern household? I mean, just on a day-to-day basis.
Not much.
Really?
We kind of.
If there was, it was arguments on some sport that was above us.
Just stupid little things. But other than that, we knew where each of us placed, and
they usually ganged up on me if there was a fight.
Yeah, that's true.
But who did Seaver as Merck gets it? The pass is complete. It looks like a Knights first down. As the game is continuing here, 11-11. Join the booth, the Southerns. We got almost all. We got to get your dad up here, maybe your mom. We'll get the whole. And then Seaver, we'll get him up after he's done. He can take a break.
He needs it.
So no smack talking, but did he side with either of you or?
Definitely Tanner.
You think so?
I know so.
He kind of had his own way of thinking.
Well, we can fight about this right now.
We should. A little therapy up in the STSPN booth here. 3rd and 3, 11-11 to go here in the third quarter. Homecoming night, Glacier Peak, Kamiak Knights on offense. Matt Merck, the quarterback. Interesting formation here with trips, and Merck takes it up the gut, and he gets pummeled there. So the Southerns, I mean, sports has been a huge part of your guys' life. So do you guys play rec ball? Is there any place where you go and have some fun? I know Boeing has great leagues.
Yeah, they do. I'm on second shift right now, so it kind of takes away from most of the nightlife. But when I get on first shift and prior to Boeing, I played on, the Everett Bulldog leagues, and it's fun, but you don't have that same spark, that same competitive. You're still competitive, but there's not as much meaning behind it.
Yeah.
It's definitely different than playing high school ball or growing up as a kid.
Yeah, I absolutely. Here's Ethan Smith. Hard to handle there. He still doesn't have it. Now the Knights get it once again. Second bobbled punt reception here tonight, and the Knights are feeling good. Great field position. Brady, what do you miss most? You're only a couple years removed.
What do you miss most about just the high school sports? Is it just the camaraderie everybody talks about, or?
Yeah, I mean, everybody on each of my teams was family. I miss having everybody around, going to practice every day. It was just like a routine that was a lifestyle, and now it's completely different. It's just kind of hard to accept that change, I guess.
Oh yeah, it's always hard. Plus, you guys were the big dogs. I mean, come on now.
You don't realize how special it is until it's gone.
Of course.
Yeah,
so, what do you tell your younger brother here? He's his senior year. What not that he'll listen, right?
No, he won't. But
I think what I'm going to tell him is if he has the chance, he should probably play after high school.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Right?
Whichever sport it is.
Because you got Zach. I mean, you got several players with football or basketball. Zach Peterson's. There's lots of routes to get there.
Yep,
without doubt.
And we had the pleasure at STSPN. I got to saw a lot of NWAC. We did the NWAC tournament. So Everett and Edmonds, and you know what? That's a good quality ball.
Yeah.
And same with baseball. There's a lot of those kids going.
Too. It's something to do.
Keeps you busy.
Yeah.
In a positive. Sports are positive.
They are.
Without a doubt. I don't care what you're doing. They're very, very positive.
So we asked Brady and Tanner what's Seaver thinking about for college? Does he know yet?
To be honest, I'm not 100% sure what he wants to do. I try to talk to him as much as possible, but I think he'd love to play sports after high school.
I think this basketball season will say a lot.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Off to Binda with the reception there. They'll pick up 5 or 6 here as the Knights get the turnover. 10:09 in the second half here in the third quarter. Joined by the Southern boys, part of them anyway, Brady and Tanner. Now, Tanner, you graduated, would you say, in 2011?
Yes, sir.
And Brady in 2014, right? 15. I should know that because you're the same age as my oldest daughter. It's good to have you guys back. Do you guys? Is anybody else here you guys hanging with as far as the old timers? You're the wily old veterans. You're the old timers now.
We saw Becerra down on the sideline, right? Now, one of you guys played with him, right?
Yes, I did.
That was Marcus Becerra, right?
Now,
Chris Becerra.
Chris is here. Yep, Chris is here.
Mark.
Zach.
In trouble, big Jake Elvig.
Jacob strikes again.
I tell you what, Jacob Elvig, he's a player. Talk about Montana, University of Montana. That's the top on the board for him right now.
Yeah, you might be seeing him over there.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. I mean, Montana's definitely a good school to go play football for. It's a smaller D1 school, but they definitely get recruits from the NFL there.
Yeah, they get recruits from all over.
Yeah.
You better bring a parka. That's all I got to say. You better bring a real big parka and know how to drive fast. But, hey, I wanted to ask you, Brady, because we contended at certain points. Now, this could get me in trouble, and these guys, they haven't shrunk in any way because they're big guys, they're tall guys. I'm just a little dude. We always thought maybe you put you at tight end. Put you at tight end, great hands, you're tall. You can run. It was deceiving, right? Remember you were running the ball?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, to be honest, every once in a while I always think about going back and trying to play football again.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I would honestly try to do.
See if he gets it. It's broken up.
The thought will always be there, but tight end for Brady, I think that's a great idea.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. I think.
Were you saying that when you were watching?
I never said it because I always wanted him just to, be comfortable with what he's doing, but if he were to ever try tight end, or
it would be a lot easier coming back from not playing to go play receiver than try to get your quarterback skills back.
Or the slot, it doesn't have to be tight end, right? It's like Gronk in the slot. I mean, again, just a great big target out there and understanding. But now you could throw the rock. I remember in that Jackson game when you got in and you had that just on a dime deep right corner McFadden.
Yes, that was right before. I think that was right before halftime, wasn't it? Yeah, and that
Tim
kind
will
of
tell
sparked
you-
a comeback. It was the corner of the end zone. I remember it well.
What was the temperature that night, Tim?
I think it was about 56 degrees.
It's unbelievable.
A little bit of rain coming down.
He is the rain man of Glacier Peak. Rush coming, Merck just launches it to nowhere, and then luckily not to get another interception, incomplete. That'll bring up fourth down with 8:17 left to go in the third quarter. Any other things, if you could go back now, either Tanner or Brady, and play different positions, or I know Brady wanted to be the point guard on the basketball court.
He kind of was.
I was every once in a while.
He kind of was every
Depending
once in a
on who we were playing.
But what about you, Tanner? Would you go back and play?
Yeah, I would play quarterback.
Would you?
Yeah, I played quarterback my whole life growing up, and it just was one of those things where Roe needed a receiver, so I played receiver for him. And
Yeah, you guys think I can throw. You guys should see this guy throw.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Can Seaver throw it?
Yes.
receiver could throw, yeah. We're all,
I mean, we all got really big hands, so gripping a football isn't
it's easy.
It's not a hard thing for us to do.
And what about, speaking of quarterbacks, what do you think of this little kid here, Aiden Ziomas? We call him Baby Z just because he looks like he's still, a sixth grader. But he's got an arm of a senior, and he's a big-time recruit. He's now at Northwest 9. I mean, this guy's legit.
I think he has a lot of potential. He needs to, after that Monroe game, I think his confidence went down a little bit. I think this game will definitely help him with the rest of the season. Hopefully win out in the next game, come back with the playoffs, and have a good game in the playoffs.
But as a former quarterback, I mean, everyone's too harsh on you guys, right? It's either glory or all the blame because it's the line. I mean, there's a lot to it when you don't have time or whatever the situation. Now, the receiver probably ran the wrong route, right? As Baby Z looks over to Nate Schaub, and it's complete at the 40. Nate Schaub getting some good time, the senior here. But, it's either the receiver ran the wrong route or – right?
There's a lot that goes into being a quarterback, that's for sure. And like you said, it is either the glory or the blame. And it's tough, but like for instance, like Brady was saying, when you play good teams like Monroe, that's when your true colors shine. Whether your line busts or the receiver runs the wrong route, it's what you do with the play. And like you said, he's a big time recruit like that throw right there to Colton Bunt.
Colton Bunt, 30. Bye-bye bunt one more time. Added to the 98-yard touchdown earlier. Oh, baby, is he fast.
And Baby Z got absolutely leveled after the play. I don't know if you saw that, too.
And he's up okay. I tell you, when you connect and there's a touchdown, Brady, and you guys can speak of this, you forget what ails you, right?
The hit never happened.
What about Colton Bunt? Are you kidding me?
What a stud.
With an injured ankle, I mean, he's a stud.
But he's going to play baseball.
Yeah, that's a sport.
Baseball been very, very good to me. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, he played basketball his whole. He's
track.
Yeah, he's an athlete. Yeah, he's an athlete for sure.
Christie with the hold, and kicker Kevin Ramsey puts it through, and just the wailing is on now at 38-0. Kind of broke the wheel of the Knights, and it's been fun to have the Southern boys up here. Tim, you got another?
No, I was just going to say they're 2 points away from having the running clock.
Yeah.
Here, so it's this game's kind of getting out of hand. You'll probably start to see some of the second and third stringers coming in here pretty soon, I would think.
Well, it's the last home game for the seniors, probably the last game, and it is really an end of an era of the Southern family as far as now, but you never know years and years from now.
You don't.
You guys stay in the area.
You don't. You don't.
I'm just saying.
I think he's thinking your kids might be coming here.
There might be another Southern coming through with the GP Grizzly paw on their helmet.
Very possible.
Not soon, though.
Very possible. No,
unless there's something I don't know about.
No. I mean, I'm 23.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Scott and I will be long gone by that time.
I can still see you up here.
I can see we have too much fun. I mean, I don't know if we know what we're doing, but we do have a good time and it's fun. We love high school football, like you guys said.
I enjoy watching, what you guys do. The commentating and even the filming and the whole 9 yards while I'm at work. It's well done.
Thank you, man.
Thank you very much.
Wish we would have had it going even earlier and now almost all the time the sound works, so that's cool. Binda comes with the return. Yeah, it's not buffering as much. You can watch it on your phone most of the time, even in 3G land.
Service is not always there.
Right, and then in Montana, and then in the early days, we couldn't even watch it except on an Android phone, and there were, it's still not an expert service, but we've come a long way. Yeah, and the YouTube thing was huge. We didn't have YouTube in the early days as well. So thank you guys for coming up.
course.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. And it's been an absolute pleasure watching the Southern Clan come
So
through
cool.
here. It's
I
been
hope
so
to see
much
you
fun.
basketball season. We'll do this again.
Yeah, we'll be
We'll
back.
get you on the mic to
All right.
one of Seaver's games.
Seaver's in for a big year this year.
What's
so.
his What do you want him to average? What's
I give him 23.
23? Can he
I do.
drive to the rack
I
though?
was
yeah.
going to say 23, but since he said it, I'm going to go with 25.
He can. And that's not exaggerating because of my brother.
He's going to have a good year.
Yeah.
He's due.
Yeah.
Because if he can get his shot, is obviously the outside threat, you know. But if he can run to the rack,
It's his confidence.
now wait, I got a question for the mid-range jumper, gentlemen.
It's there.
It is.
Oh, yeah. He can do it all. It's confidence. It's all
That's-
about confidence. It's all about confidence for him.
That's a lost art.
He's a player, man. I've seen it in the bonus room on the little plastic hoop since I'm 2. I tell you what.
And the D.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's all there when he wants it to be
He's
there.
got the long arms. He's going to
Yeah.
be up top all game. I think he's going to have a really good year, offense and defense.
All right.
It'll be fun.
Well, stay tuned for STSPN on the hardwoods. You
Thank
never
you guys.
know
Thank
when
you.
you might hear a voice of a Southern.
Thanks a lot, gentlemen. Good luck
Awesome.
to you.
Have a great. Hey, Brady, always good. Good. Absolutely. Come on in. Thank you. All right. That was fun.
You're a little hot.
How's that? Any better?
All right.
Okay.
That was fun.
Can anybody hear anybody? Got technical. We got microphones everywhere. I don't know if I turned the right one on, turn one off.
Is that off?
That's off now.
All right, that was fun having
That
the
was.
Southern boys.
A little
It's been-
reunion.
and it really has been a fun era watching all three of those guys come through the program.
Boy, and talk about the trailer they did for Old Seaver on the hardwoods.
Yeah,
The basketball.
they're setting the bar high for them.
Kamiak Knights, they fake it, get the screen, it's complete. And then a long way to go. 6:18 left to go in the third quarter. Glacier Peak 38-0 over the Kamiak Knights, and
I don't know. We didn't expect this.
no,
This
I didn't
wasn't-
see this
I
coming.
thought this would be a little bit closer than this. I think we all did.
Try and check.
We're doing some mic
Yeah, we
checks
had
here.
all kinds. We had the Southern boys in here, and I mean, what it's again. I have a senior, and so about to be empty nesters as well. And it's tough for Lance and for
Oh,
the
this
pass
is probably a
complete there.
bittersweet game for Lance.
So bring up third down. Lukovic with the reception there, 5:26. Scott Ohsman, Tim Boyle, fun having Brady and Tanner Southern up in the booth.
Oh, we didn't mention the homecoming king and queen. We
Oh.
need to get, so when Nicole Hain, one of our good friends, the Hains, Doug and Lisa, the proud parents.
Big shout out. Great family.
I saw them riding in the car earlier, but what a congratulations to them.
Merck. Big run to the 40. Still up now. He keeps running. Did he not touch his knee?
I don't think so.
My goodness. So they'll mark him down all the way to the 21-yard line. A huge run for Matt Merck. Biggest of the night.
That was large. But yeah, back to the homecoming court, and then the homecoming king was
Baylor Blair.
So Baylor Blair and Nicole Hain, congratulations to them.
Homecoming dance tomorrow night, all kinds of plans. And like you talked about, a lot of the high schools around the city, because of the big Stormageddon that didn't quite hit, a lot of people proactively, they postponed them or rescheduled them, and so it's just caused havoc.
Oh, it causes a lot of havoc, especially like guys rent tuxes, and they got to get. So how all that plays out, it's very difficult. homecoming games were canceled. There was actually a lot of sports activities canceled.
There were a ton. Got to reset our audio here a little bit. As thank you again, Janet Church, the quality control. .422 left to go in the third quarter here, 38-0. Kamiak trying to get on the board, 2nd and 8.
4:22 left in the game, 38-0.
Matt Merck, Binda, the lone halfback there, rolling now to the far side and chases Erlig and Elvig finally catches up along with Manis. And now Merck's limping a little bit, and they cannot afford that.
Yeah,
Matt Merck is everything to them.
You got big Jacob Elvig falling all over you, and he's everywhere tonight. This might be the best game I've seen him have all year.
No question. And he's had some big ones this year. Merck now with even a limp. He throws it over. Is it caught? It might have hit the ground. That's what they're saying. Incomplete to Zarate Maserati.
Yeah, that definitely hit the ground first.
Sean Bach on the coverage. 3:32 left here in the third. 38-0 Glacier Peak. Glacier Peak heading up north to Mount Vernon. And
those of you following STSPN, we're going to be in Lake Stevens for the biggest game of the year. Lake Stevens and Monroe, two top ranked teams. It's going to be for the 4A championship there.
4A clash of the Titans up in Lake Stevens. The Vikings. 4th and 4, big for the Knights. Under center is Merck. Fakes the handoff, now rolls, looking for somebody, going to dump it across, incomplete. Trying to go for Lukovic, and he's frustrated, just
he actually
can't hang on.
Had him open, just overthrew him a little bit.
Running out of real estate on that far side, and it'll turn it over on downs back to the Grizzlies. And do you put Aiden Ziomas out there still, or do you get the
38-0? I'd say if you're going to put him out, this would be the last series I'd have him out for.
Get Spencer Kramer out there?
I don't think he's going. Oh, yeah, he is going out.
Ziomas, his jersey untucked. Another year here for football. Tim and I, and again, this is important. Glacier Peak running away with this one now, but they need to win next week, no doubt, as Kadama catches it. Nice catch there by Alex.
Picks up about 4 yards, I believe.
But the scenario has to play out as we come down to the end here. Mariner tonight playing Mount Vernon. Don't score yet, but
Mariner will probably win that one. The big game for Mariner is going to be next weekend against Jackson. So 2 huge games next weekend that affect Glacier Peak quite a bit. Oh, and we got a flag on the play. Probably going to be a hold.
And I went down the concession stand there at halftime. I mean, this place is on the home side. Student section's packed below, and the parents and families, it is packed all the way. There's not a open seat here on the home side here at Snohomish Veterans Memorial Stadium, as there's a injured player. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back just in a few minutes or a few seconds here. 2:52 STSPN.
Yeah, you were coming off like.
Back here, we'll see. We'll check with our quality control, Janet Church out there. See how it's coming.
We got to get Janet on the payroll.
We do. We're flipping dials everywhere.
Next thing you know, Janet will be at Applebee's drinking with us.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that player is okay. The injured youngster. Try and get some scores here from your round. That big 3A South matchup, that's over. Meadowdale comes away with that over the Warriors.
What was the final score on that? We don't know.
I don't know.
24-14 last time we saw.
It was 31, I think, 14
they were
maybe.
Starting to run away with it.
GP offense coming off the Schneid big time tonight. Kamahara there with the delay. And good play by the Knights. Devin gets back to the 10-yard line.
Still going to bring up a long third down. He might have got a yard on that. Showing 3rd and 16.
(31-14) was the final. Meadowdale tops Edmonds Woodway. So Snohomish, the Panthers, they're still in the thick of it.
They are. They're in that second tier, looking for probably the 3rd spot.
3rd and long. Ziomis looks over, looking down. Now he has to take it and run, and nifty moves. He'll get to the 16 or so, but he weaved inside and outside of traffic just to get that far.
He's still going to be about 10 yards short on that one. Nowhere for him to go there.
And
so 4th and 10, Glacier Peak's going to be punting from about the 16-yard line.
Ramsey on to punt, the lone punt receiver there to receive the ball is Binda.
Well, Kamiak should come out with some good field position here.
Nice spiral punt.
Oh.
Big bounce.
Punter makes a good play by fielding that, because if he doesn't field that, that's going another 20 yards down the field.
Well, let's hope we don't have another injured player.
Oh, it's Binda.
Binda gets up.
That would be brutal for Kamiak. He's all over the place.
.114 left in the 3rd quarter. Snohomish Panthers right in the thick of it. They play Thursday night. Next Thursday night. And that right now looks like it's going to be covered here on STSPN. We'll more with that later.
That's going to be a huge must-win for Snohomish.
Meadowdale. Thursday night, Merck, there's a flag.
That's going to come back. I think that looks like a hold. I think there's 2 flags on the field.
And Bunt finished it off there. And Colton what a night for Colton.
Colton's having a big night. Jacob Elvig's having a big night.
(104-38) here. And we will see a lot to be determined as you see the call here by the white hat held referee. That's against Kamiak.
Boy, they're going to have about 1st and 20. 1st and 18, they're calling it.
Snohomish tonight at Shorewood. So we have a score there, but they are right in the middle, 3-2 coming into tonight in the league. As it's 1st and 18 here, Merck under center, fakes the handoff, now going to throw, thinks about it.
Oh! How did he get out of that?
Kamahara had him, now Elvig on chase. He gets rid of it and it's caught. And it pops out and it's caught again by a Knight running down the sideline. and tackled from behind. What an unbelievable play there.
Now, did he actually
Wow.
pop that? Did that actually get popped out, or did he actually try to lateral that?
I think he got popped out. He tackled and
almost
popped it
looked
out.
like it almost looked like he flung it to him, but that would have been illegal because it went forward, not backwards. So
Lukovic with the catch, running down, gets tackled from behind. We'll look one more time right here on the replay, Tim. And then Ohsman takes the ball further down the field. There's the catch. He's running, and the ball just pops out.
they couldn't have got any luckier there.
1st and 10 from the 1st and goal from the 10 here for Kamiak. Bind in motion, high snap, hold by Merck, goes over. It's caught right at the 1-yard line.
Great catch, and he just almost made it into the end zone there. They're going to have it at about they're spotting it at the 1. Sean Bach on the coverage.
And that ends the 3rd quarter, so Kamiak will come back, start the 4th right on inside the 1-yard line on STSPN. Touchdown, Kamiak! And it's the quarterback, Matt Merck. He deserves it. He's been working hard all night.
Well, Kamiak finally on the scoreboard now.
And Merck, the holder. Merck doesn't have a lot of time to celebrate. Mockmer, Austin on for the extra point. Snap is good, hold is good, the kick is up, and that is good.
Nick Colton Bunt just about got a piece of that when he was diving in.
So 11:57. We just started the 4:38-7 STSPN. Back with more right after this. Back here just to start. It's a late night here in Snohomish. Give me a coffee.
It's 9:20 and we're just starting the 4th quarter.
It's kind of how
these are like an NFL game.
They are. It's kind of like, remember the first game of the year against Bothell? We were there all night.
Oh, I know. We had to get our sleeping utensils out.
We'll have a player of the game.
We got a couple. We've got one leader in the clubhouse, and we're going to keep you in suspense at the moment.
Special night. You heard we had Brady and Tanner Southard in the booth. Tanner, when was here, one of the kind of started it off. It was, Tanner Southard and Jack Bonner and that group and Richter and
And they were great on the basketball court, too. They were kind of like a 1-2 tandem on the field. They both played DB, and they were both wide receivers. They both played basketball. And
didn't have seniors that first year. The school opened in 2008, and there was a penalty, and you'll see the call there against Glacier Peak. That's why Kamiak here gets to kick off at the GP 45. What was the call there?
I didn't
Tim?
see it. I don't know, but it was a 10-yarder at least.
The chain gang trying to figure out what's going on. And there's the onside.
Ooh. That was close. It looks like GP recovers, though. Was that Ricky Kranz? Or
no, that was J.P. Anderson.
J.P. Anderson, okay.
The junior on the recovery, and I don't blame him. I mean, they've had 2 muffed punts so far. GP has given up the ball.
Well, at 38-7, I think that was the right call.
And it looks like a lot of the starters still out there. Baby Z out there at quarterback. It's senior night, of course, last home game here. Most likely the last one these kids will play here at Veterans Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, I think it's unlikely that they get a playoff game here this year.
And Kadama in there gets the ball, trying to find somewhere, but taken down in the backfield. Good defensive play there by number 54, Kemp.
Trying to get around the corner, but yeah, good tackle by number 54.
Alex Kadama, I mean, what a great story. A really good baseball player. Had never played varsity football and tried out this year, and he started the whole year. Done well on the defensive end mostly. Sometime receiver. Here's the handoff. 2nd and 13 before that play, and
so now
Billy Latali.
Now GP is going to be content with just chewing up some clock.
Billy Bag of Donuts, you don't like that?
Well, I don't think I understand it.
Well, what's new? I mean, what's
That's
to understand?
You raise a valid point.
It's like scramblability and all the other nonsense. 3rd and 10. Billy Bag of Donuts crosses the 40 to the 45.
And he might have picked up the first down there.
And he's fired
happy.
up.
He's
yeah,
all jacked up about it.
Maybe he likes donuts. I don't know.
And they're giving it to him.
It's a first down, Glacier Peak. 10:36 left in this one. Player of the game.
We'll give him a hint. It's going to be a senior.
Oh, there you go.
It's senior night.
That really narrows it down.
Well, see how close people are following along.
This is what Coach Bender talked about before this game. They had to win this game. They got to get their mojo back, and they had to get their confidence back. Latali with the handoff. Latali's still going. Bowls over a Kamiak Knight for another GP first down. Billy Latali.
That's a good 12, 13-yard gain. We lost our stat guy.
Yeah, he had preparations to go at 10-2. Bunch of kids coming over apparently after the game.
9:53 and counting.
303 yards on the ground for the senior Billy Latali coming into tonight. Kadoma in motion. And he'll get the call one more time, this time with a couple yards.
Again, Glacier Peak content to just chew some clock here in the 4th quarter. Now this has been a marathon of a game.
It really has.
This is going to be, we're going to be pushing the 4-hour mark. Part of it is all the flags. They just all the penalties. They just drag out a game, and then the refs kind of have powwows about them.
2nd and 8. right up the gut. And this is what you want to see Glacier Peak up this margin, 38-7 here. Let's just run the ball, take the clock down, make sure nobody else, no injuries, and get out of here and enjoy the night and homecoming tomorrow night.
Get out of here while it's still Friday night.
Yep. Stay tuned. Next Thursday night here from Veterans Memorial, you'll have Snohomish taking on, boy, the juggernaut right now, Meadowdale Mavericks.
Boy,
they are on a tear.
Snohomish better bring their A game next Thursday or they're going to be in big trouble.
Todd Smoley.
That's going to be close to a first down. Let's see how they spot that.
It's a catch for Luke Wyatt.
It's going to be right about, maybe a foot short.
Another senior.
That's.
He's touched there by number 26, Anthony Armad. Just let us know if we're in your way.
Oh, no, you're good.
Now the
They're
officials
having a little
conferring.
powwow
Yeah.
about it.
Did he get it? Did he not get it? Oh, and what's Ziomas? Ziomas is talking to number 72. They're having a chat. What were they talking about?
Oh, they were shaking hands.
Yeah. Javante Sims.
So they're saying he's about 8 inches short. So that brings up 4th and 1. They're going to go for it. Smart move.
Now, where do you think? Should they go for it? Should they just?
Oh, no, I think they should go for it because they want to chew up the clock.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. In this part of the field, yeah, I think they should go for it.
He fakes it, and now he runs up, and he gets the first down.
Oh,
he did, and then he went backwards.
He went backwards. This is going to be an interesting spot here.
They might have to come out.
He had it. He definitely had it, and then they went backwards. Let's see how they're going to. From here, it looks like it's a first down.
Anthony
Armad.
Armad. It is Anthony Armad, 26. He's a heck of a kid, heck of a ball player. He's been terrific all night long. He came up and made the tackle for Kamiak.
Should get the clock started again.
Now as the whistle blows. Rain taking a break here for a few minutes in the Northwest. High snap, and Latali punches up through the hole, and he'll gain 6 or 7. Nice job by Billy.
Yeah, and they know what's coming too, and that's when you know the line's doing a good job. They know what's coming. They know they're going to be running the ball up the gut. Offensive line doing a great job getting that push.
They're back healthy now. Donnelly up there, like I said, Anchor Graves. And Dylan Schmer getting some time, 52 now, coming off a hand injury. I talked to him the other night. They kept putting on a thicker cast for him because every time they cast it, he'd go to practice and bust it. So he felt pretty good about the third try.
Is the cast still on?
Yeah, still on his hand. As the handoff to Latali on the right side, he's taken down.
Oh, Anchor Graves is going to get a unsportsmanship-like penalty there. He came in after the play and leveled somebody.
And that's what they have to clean up. I mean, without saying, and Coach Bender's not going to be happy.
That's just, and that's too bad because he was darn close to a first down there. Might have picked up the first down, but now that's going to come back 15 yards.
As you see now, the officials, our sideline camera, boy, they have been busy tonight. The officials there right on it. Our on-field camera brought to you by Todd Elvig.
A lot of flags tonight, which is pretty common for a Glacier Peak team. A lot of penalties.
You get your money's worth if you come here and watch in the stands, and you even get a better value watching at home or wherever you are.
You get what you pay for. Right?
Well, that's true too, but it's a 2nd and 14. The ball on the Kamiak 37-yard line as we're getting another call on Glacier Peak, or we're getting the explanation. My goodness.
It was definitely an unsportsmanlike call. on the offensive line there.
Aiden Ziomas, the sophomore, still in there. And he goes over to the far side. Kadoma, and he's cracked right as he receives the ball. And that is Armand one more time.
It's going to bring up probably 3rd and 7 maybe. Oh, it's second. So they gave him the first down on that last play. Gave him the first down, then marched it back 15 yards.
Clock now under 6 minutes to go in this one. We'll have a player of the game. Tim revealing it's going to be a senior.
Oh, that guy's lined up off sides there.
Ziomas, the near side. It's complete to Wyatt. And Binder wraps him up, and they blow the whistle again. And out to the 30-yard line. Still leave him a couple yards short here for the first down.
3rd and 3 maybe. Important thing for Glacier Peak is that clock keeps running. This is the quickest 5 minutes of football we've had the whole game.
And for the future is bright on the farm here on your near the side of your screen, number 66. That's another Fafita, Maake Fafita.
Where is he?
He's number 66, right on the right side of the line. 6'4", 215 is what they have him listed. And Ziomas going deep, wide open. Luke Wyatt, 5 touchdowns, senior Luke Wyatt. The Grizzlies one more time.
There was a miscommunication there in the coverage because he got wide open, and Baby Z just threw that perfectly. You might have been able to complete that
I
pass,
could have,
Scott.
maybe. You're right. And you'll see great shots on the sideline of the kids celebrating homecoming. 44-7 now.
Who's on the sideline camera down there?
That's Justin on the sideline camera. We got Josh Elvig here on our main camera you're seeing right now. Kevin Ramsey on for the extra point. Christie for the hold. It is up and it is good. Boy, Ramsey and the special teams, they've been good tonight. And it's 45-7.
Not a close game.
No.
This is exactly what Glacier Peak needed, though.
It's true.
They really did. They've just been struggling the last few games, and they needed this to get their – and they're really not – they're a better team than those lopsided scores really don't represent the team they are. They just had decimated by some injuries, gave up a little bit.
And it's well documented now, and that's why that game we're going to do next Friday night between Lake Stevens and Monroe, they're exceptional. It's been a heck of a year for those two teams. Lake Stevens was very, very good, obviously. Last year, Monroe's had years, and they went, relatively far, but those are two big, strong, well-coached, high-skill, powered offenses and defenses.
I know any other year, one of those teams is going to easily win the division running away with it. Now this year, you got Lake Stevens and Monroe just that good enough to go head-to-head with each other. Luckily, in the playoffs, they'll probably be far away probably be on different sides of the bracket. They're both going to the playoffs.
Ramsey kicks it off. It takes one's bounce. And here is Maserati through the middle up to the 35. Fun play to watch.
He almost found himself a hole right down the middle there.
I like Raul Zarate.
One of a Glacier Peak guys is struggling to get up there.
And see, that's the danger here at this point of the garbage time. You do not want any injuries at all.
That's number 81.
That's Colton Hoover, a junior.
Getting some new faces in the crowd here.
First year in 4A for Glacier Peak is Manis has to run off. And
I think it's going to be too many men on the field for GP.
Are they going to let – no, they have a flag.
Oh, they're definitely a flag. That's one thing. One thing Glacier Peak's going to have to get, if they're going to go and get into the playoffs, they're going to have to get control of these penalties.
See big 74, Josh Caring in there, 5'11", senior. Mark back. Oh, he has trouble. Kamahara right in his grill, and now he's nowhere to go. He still lets it go downfield. Incomplete.
He almost made a play out of that.
Almost
I don't
did.
know. He avoided about 6 tacklers there, and then as he was getting hit, he was able to get that off and darn near got a completion.
Going to McNeil Webster, number 84. Creative. Merckx, he's a heck of a player. I mean, he has done it all.
And he's the kicker.
The punter.
Or wasn't he kicking?
He's the punter, yeah.
Yeah, punter. Okay.
Second and 5 for the Knights here as time running down, 4:34. They start the clock. The clock not moving.
Well, it was an incomplete pass, right?
That's why.
Oh,
a flea flicker!
hook and ladder!
Oh, Binder! Sideline! Touchdown, Kamiak!
Was this Boise State here?
Oh,
wow. Baby! The hook and ladder and executed perfectly.
60-yard
gutsy call.
Touchdown, pass and catch, run, whatever you want to call it, with a hook and ladder. That was a la Chris Peterson, Boise State, Oklahoma. Probably one of the greatest college football games ever.
Bowl. Was that 2006 maybe?
I'm not sure.
That was one of the great. That was probably the greatest college football game of all time.
I think. Has to be considered one of them. But a nice play, 60 yards for Kamiak, something to feel good about as they head back over to Mukilteo area. Extra point is up, and it is good.
45-14.
Mockmer.
Now you're probably going to see another onside kick here.
Why not?
Well, yeah, exactly. If nothing else, just to get the practice in.
Yeah.
The hook and ladder.
You don't see that very often.
You don't see it successful very often.
They did a great job.
That was executed perfectly.
Kamiak faces Cascade next Friday night at Goddard Stadium, so that's a home game for them.
Cascade struggling this year.
Yep. They share it with the Mariner. Senior night, reminding again, big night for the Elvig family, and here, the 5-tool player. I tell you what, he got into this whole thing because he wanted to be able to watch his boys play football and stream them and replay them, and
it's taken on a life of its own.
It really has.
We're up to 17 viewers.
The
Started out
faithful
with
17.
3.
4:22 left to go. Kamiak. See if they'll do an onside. They do one more time.
Oh,
and it's fumbled. They might get it.
This one. That definitely squirted out of there, so they got a shot. See what they're going to call this.
The pile unfolding.
And
there's a flag at the end, and it looks like Brock Bradley had the ball for GP, but
I'm going to see what that must have been. Something happened in the pile
might
coming out of there.
Might be breaking a penalty record per game.
It is a little ridiculous.
We've had a lot of meetings.
Oh, and unsportsmanlike on Kamiak this time. Didn't see what that was, but definitely something in the pile. Because he threw the flag like right at the guy too.
he even looked disgusted when he threw it.
He just kind of flicked it at him.
Yeah.
So that's going to march off 15 from the 50. So Glacier Peak's going to have some outstanding field position. By my public school, Matt, they should have it on about the 35.
And how about those Cougs?
How about those Cougs?
They're not getting any. What is the stat you called out earlier about their defense,
the
rushing
#1
defense?
rushing defense in the Pac-12, but nobody knows about. Not getting any shout-outs there.
They are very good this year. The defense has come on. I thought the defense would be good coming into the year. They stumbled early to a great Eastern team.
And Boise State. Turns out they're like 6-0.
Yeah. Very good.
7-0 maybe? They won on a heartbreaker on Thursday night.
Oh, Kramer in, and that could be, I think it is, my favorite name, Jared Tabobo.
That is one of the best names ever.
Epic. You can't write it. Jared Tabobo. Senior. Congratulations to all the seniors, the parents. I mean, think of the sacrifice, not only financial for these, to play football. Come on, that's huge.
Oh, and hey, anytime, I've said it before, anytime you see a great athlete, there's usually a great parent there supporting them.
No doubt. Now, Dylan Schmer, again, the senior, with the, you can see the black cast. He's playing right tackle, and Tabobo! Boy, he is a spark plug at 5 forward. Another flag.
Man. Let's see who. Unsportsmanlike on Glacier Peak. Wonder what. Oh, I think it was on maybe Anchor.
It might have been on
Anchor
Tabobo.
Well, Anchor Graves was holding his hands up.
I mean,
I don't
mother
wanna call
of
anybody
pearl.
in.
Well, they must not have any plans after the game. Homecoming dance not until tomorrow night. Student section really just still here in full. Actually, the parents looks pretty good. Some empty seats now. You want to go back? Remind you, we have our YouTube channel, Snohomish Times. You can go back and see homecoming court, halftime. Kramer, the sophomore, in, and he gets to Bobo. And look at the leverage to Bobo.
Look at them push him forward.
5'4", taking the pile.
Wow. Well, with a name like Tabobo, you got to be tough.
How you doing? That's a Tonka Tabobo.
I like it. Do they still make Tonka trucks?
I don't know. They got it. Don't they?
I don't know. I have girls, so I
know, me
I
too.
never got to play with that stuff.
Maybe Todd would know.
Well,
Spencer
Glacier Peak, 4th and 15 for Glacier Peak.
Yeah. Ramsey on to punt.
Sadly, Glacier Peak had that ball at the third, started out at the 35-yard line at 1st and 10, and ended up having to punt from like the 50.
It's all right. Spencer Kramer, the sophomore, coming in. He's gotten some playing time. 6'4". Sophomore.
Kramer?
Spencer Kramer.
6'4" sophomore?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Backup quarterback. Good night for the home team tonight on their homecoming. I'm going to probably sign off or go down and get our player of the game. And who is it going to be? Is it too early still to announce it? Are you ready?
It's wrapped up here.
You okay?
It's going to be hold on.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Mark in the backfield, and he gets it off to Binda, and nobody is fooled, and there again is big 59, Jacob Elvig.
And that's a good segue into our player of the game, Scott, because it's going to be Jacob Elvig. It's the first time he's gotten it, and a well-deserved for the big senior on his last game. He definitely deserved it tonight, no question. He was all over the place. Huge hits tonight, so congratulations to the 5-tool junior.
Big Jake Elvig. That was not. There was no pressure there from from 5-tool senior either.
No,
that was
he didn't even
completely
know it.
independently chosen. 2nd and 11. Merck looking all the way down in the middle of the field, incomplete, too low.
Jacob was actually getting held on that play too.
I'd be holding him too.
Trying to get some pressure on the QB.
I'd be doing whatever I could. And that D-line, I mean, Creering and DJ Keenan coming on strong, the 6'2 senior as well. That whole defensive line. Now they call a timeout, or do we?
I think it's an injury timeout.
It's an injury.
Yeah. And there's.
Where's the injury?
No, maybe it wasn't timeout.
Looks like it's a Kamiak timeout. We'll take a Fred's Rivertown timeout. Right back with you on STSPN.
Tell me when you're putting me back on. Oh. All right. Merck back to pass, and gets away from Elvig. Oh, and he's absolutely drilled. And Tabobo, I believe, just absolutely levels him. Minute 15 right now left in the game. 45-14. Scott is going to be going down on the field to get the player of the game, Jacob Elvig. Trying to find a mic here. Merck back to pass. Oh, and it's complete. Big play. Is that Maserati? 85. Lukovic. 52 seconds left in the game. First down, Kamiak. Merck back to pass, complete for about a 5-yard gain on the sideline. Gets out of bounds, stops the clock with 42 seconds left. If you stayed with us tonight, we've had about almost a 4-hour game. A lot of that because of penalties. We're pushing the 4-hour mark now. Next week, again, we're not going to be with the GP team. We're going to be up in Lake Stevens for probably the game of the year. Lake Stevens, undefeated Lake Stevens against undefeated Monroe for the Wesco North 4A championships. Merck back to pass, decides to keep it. He's going to run for a first down and gets out of bounds right up the first down marker. About the 43-yard line. It's going to stop the clock with 34 seconds left. First and 10. Again, if you didn't hear, Archbishop Murphy's actually going to play a game this Saturday, 1 o'clock. Home game for Archbishop. They're going to play Olympic. So they're going to finally get to play after about 5 weeks. Oh, and Merck back to pass, complete to number 85. And he avoids 3 tacklers, 4 tacklers, and he's down to about the 22-yard line of Glacier Peak. So a huge gain. Too little, too late for Kamiak.
He's tackled there by number 31, Anthony Collins. Timeout Knights. That's their second timeout of the second half.
Timeout Kamiak. timeout. We'll be right back. Okay. Tim Boyle, Scott Ohsman back with us. 23 seconds left, 1st and 10. Kamiak trying to get on the board one last time before this game is over. Merck back to pass. Going deep towards the corner of the end zone. Touchdown! That's touchdown Binda. The 1-2, the 6-5 combination. They've been doing that all year. So a little bit of garbage time touchdown for Kamiak. Makes it 45-20 Glacier Peak. There you are, Scott. We can hear you. So the Merck Binda combination, that's been the 1-2 punch for Kamiak all year long. Those two making up about 80% of their offense this year. Scott, we can hear you. Scott's going to be down doing player of the game. He's going to get Jacob Elvig. So Kamiak's got 16 seconds left. They're going to more than likely do an onside kick just to get a little practice in. And back to the Archbishop Murphy situation. Again, you got nothing on your calendar tomorrow. They got a home game, a 1 o'clock game against Olympic, and I think there's going to be a lot of people that want to go see that. Many people are saying they're the best team in the state regardless of classification. So here we go. There's going to be an onside kick here. And recovered by Glacier Peak. They tried a little pooch kick, so Glacier Peak's going to probably take one play and run this clock out. See who they bring out on the field. More than likely will take a knee. So again, STSPN schedule for this coming week. Snohomish will be here for the Snohomish game Thursday night against Meadowdale. And then we are going up to Lake Stevens for the game of the year, Lake Stevens and Monroe. Don't miss that one. I imagine that might get picked up by a TV station. I know KRKO will be up there, but that will be a big game. All kinds of state implications in next week's game. Glacier Peak's going up to Mount Vernon. I think Glacier Peak just got another penalty. We'll have to see if we can get the stat on how many penalties they've had tonight. So Glacier Peak, 16 seconds left. They will be taking a knee. Cosmo Kramer in at quarterback, the 6'4" sophomore. And that should do it for us. Run off the clock. So good homecoming night victory for the Grizzlies. And they've coming off a 3-game losing streak. They desperately needed a win here to stay alive, and they'll desperately need a win next week. They should get it up in Mount Vernon, but we'll have anxious to see what happens in the Jackson Mariner game. Will have a lot of implications on next week. So as soon as we get Scott's going to grab Jacob Elvig for player of the game. Well-deserved, had a great defensive night. Actually, the defense in general had a great night. Really, giving up 14 points. They gave up gave up 21, one of them in garbage time. They got some Huron. Look at number 75 there. Big boys on the Kamiak side. Barely gets him in the view there. So big victory tonight for Glacier Peak. Great homecoming crowd, weather cooperated. Trying to get Scott Ohsman on the camera. Scott, can you hear us?
All right.
There we go. All right, Scott, we can hear you.
It's all right. You got me? Down here, player of the game, last home, you're a senior. I feel like we've known you, STSPN, since you were just a wee bit, and Josh was the big kid. And it was actually, your father had nothing to do with it. I got to tell you, there is no doubt you had an incredible year. You're doing incredible things at school as well, and that's important. But you're the player of the game, STSPN. You were just absolutely untouchable in the backfield all night long. Talk about the night.
Well, after those 3 games that we so happily lost, I just thought that since this was my last home game, I thought it's time to go out and leave my mark on the field.
When your dad started taping you and doing all this crazy stuff and your big brother is out here, what were you thinking? Were you always dreaming about this moment of, obviously carrying on the big 59 and being the big Elvig out here?
Well, I always thought to myself, I'm never going to be better than my brother. My brother's always going to be bigger than me. And sure enough, senior year, I just got a lot bigger, and me and my brother just always talk about football with each other.
Now, I talked to Josh Elvig the other day. He said no matter how big you get, he can still take you. What do you think of that?
I would tell him to bring it on, but I'm not allowed to fight in the house because stuff will get broken.
All right, so big win for tonight. Your D-line brothers, Fafita, DJ Keenan, everybody got injuries. You had to win tonight. Was that what the kids were talking about, what you guys were talking about in the locker room before the game?
Yeah, before the game, Coach Benner didn't have to say anything. All he told us is you know what you're playing for. He's like, you know what you want. This is your last home game. He was like, take it or leave it.
Well, an unbelievable night. I don't know how many tackles, how many sacks. Hold this up. You know how this is done, big fella. Jacob Elvig, I only called you your brother's name once tonight. He is our player of the game, well-deserved. Jacob Elvig, 59. The lottery begins. Where will he play on Saturday is the biggest question. Congratulations, man. Go have fun. We'll see you later. Thank you very much. We'll send it back up to Tim to wrap it up. It's a big one. They win on homecoming tonight.
All right. Thank you, Scott. Great interview. Congratulations to Jacob, and congratulations to Todd, the 5-tool player, the proud papa up here. Jacob had a great game tonight. All over the place, had to get held a couple times even on defense. They had no answer for him. So congratulations to Jacob Elvig. We're going to wrap it up here. So remember, next weekend we're going to be up in Lake Stevens for the game of the year, Lake Stevens versus Monroe. Congratulations to Glacier Peak for the big Wesco win tonight on homecoming. So signing off, Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us.